This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Wildcats, one of the most storied teams in all of Texas. Exciting way to open up the 2014 season. To be on the road at one of the greatest old gal stadiums still around in the state of Texas. That's right, folks. This week we are at Tyler Rose Stadium, Earl Campbell Field, as the Plano Wildcats and their 7 state championships are set to battle the John Tyler Lions. 3 state championships under their belt, including most recently in 73 and 94. So tonight it's a chance to get off on the right foot, to get things headed in the right direction, and to get a statement made for how the 2014 season is going to go for the Wildcats. It's Plano at John Tyler, and it's coming your way next, right here on KVCE. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to Tyler Rose Stadium in Tyler, Texas, as we get set for the opening contest of the 2014 season. The John Tyler Lions hosting your Plano Wildcats. Thomas Lee here with you. So glad to be back for our 7th season of broadcasting. Well, actually, let me check that. Let me do the math again. This is our 8th year of broadcasting the Plano ISD Game of the Week, and this year on KVCE, it's going to feature the Plano Wildcats each and every week. Bring in my partner in crime, as always, has been riding shotgun with me through this whole journey, Ryan Mueller. And, buddy, we've been talking for months. Boy, I can't wait for football season. I can't wait for that first Friday night. I can't wait to see the Chicago Maroon on the field. It's finally here, man.
Yeah, I'm excited, Thomas. I'm excited. I know that the kids are really rearing to go after, a long layoff, if you will, in the off season, and now they're back at school, and there's a lot going on, and they get to put, when you get back to school and you start, there's lots of things that you have to kind of sift through. You're back at class, you've got to work a little bit harder in practice because you know the game's coming. Well, you block out all that distraction, and here we are. For 4 quarters, these kids get to focus on nothing but football and a game that actually matters. So, yeah, there's some excitement in the air, and as you put so poignantly earlier, this is one of the oldest stadiums in the state of Texas. It's great to come here to Tyler and witness this football game.
A lot of history, a lot of tradition, a lot of passionate fans as well. And a fairly new video board we see in the, I guess that's the north end zone there. Really spectacular HD quality video board. Folks here are going to enjoy that. And tonight, they're going to enjoy an awful lot of great football. We've got some pretty talented players for both sides. We'll start with John Tyler, and as an East Texas staple, and how we talk about talent in the state of Texas, East Texas is always right up there as one of the best. And I tell you, this year, no shortage of big, talented guns for the Lions.
You're absolutely right. You look at what they do offensively, and they have some great, great athletes at the skill position. And, of course, I'm speaking of, guys like Nicholas Kane, who, 5'11", 175 pounds. He was such a force last year for this team, back again this year. Of course, the quarterback, Giovanni McAllister, he can sling it around. they will throw the ball deep. They will gamble, and it's paid off for them, Thomas. They had a really successful offense. Fell short after that first round of the playoffs, but, Coach Holmes has got this team firing on all cylinders. He's looking to get off to a good start tonight.
For the Plano Wildcats, it is more of the same. Jadon McCullough, since he's come over, has kind of gone back to basics. The seventh-year head coach of the Wildcats wants to preach defense, wants to preach physicality, particularly up front, and wants to run the football.
Yeah, he is going to try to control the clock and control the tempo of this game. I love the style that the Wildcats have now gone to, getting back to the older, mantra, if you will, is we're going to pound things on the ground and play solid defense, and we will control the game. And, Brooks Panhans is back at quarterback. He did a great job coming in after, this team went through a lot of injuries last year, but he seems to have a grip on things, and it gets a fresh start here in 2014. But, Thomas, what I'm looking forward to most is the offensive line, how they perform. You got guys like Tecklenburg there when the tight end is in the game. Bo Hott is going to be fantastic. 6'3", 282 pounds, committed to Oregon State. There are some beefy linemen here for Coach McCullough, and these guys are well-disciplined, no doubt. We're going to see them really manage clock tonight.
It's going to be an awful lot of fun, and we are looking forward to getting the 2014 season started here in a little over 22 minutes. The Plano Wildcats are on AM 1160 KVCE. That's Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth Business Authority. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances on Main Street in downtown Allen, serving the folks of Collin County for more than 50 years. By Flat Shell Auto Service and Repair Center on Preston Road and I-635. Plano ISD football is a presentation of KVCE AM 1160 by SportsSoundsRadio.com and Champion Sports Radio. Coming up on the Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances pregame show, we will have interviews with both head coaches. I will have a conversation with Jadon McCullough, but that is following my sit-down pregame conversation with the head coach of the Tyler Lions, Ricklin Holmes. All of that when we continue. It's the kickoff edition of the 2014 Plano ISD Game of the Week. Wildcats and Lions coming your way in just over 20 minutes. Pregame show rolls on after these messages.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasoline. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635. There's a
time and a place for everything. As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating. especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShockboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
And welcome back here to East Texas. Thomas Lee now joined by the head coach of the John Tyler Lions, Ricklin Holmes, and this conversation brought to you by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances. Coach, it's a great time of year. Everybody is so pumped up and excited about what lies ahead in the 2014 season. A little bit of changes is, you guys are still, a 5A ball club, but a little bit different than what we expected, perhaps. Talk a little bit about how summer has gone as you guys are getting ready for your first ball game of the year tonight.
Summer has gone as summer is supposed to go. Coming off of a great spring, going into summer, competing well in the 7-on-7 tournament, and going through summer training camp without any injuries. Can't ask for anything else.
You guys had such a great year last year in district. The only loss, nail-biter with White House right at the end of the year going to the playoffs. What do you think that your guys have learned from that experience last year that they can take into this year?
Take care of your business early. You don't have to worry about losing close game or winning close games. Every day we go out to get better at practice, so that on Friday we can put everything together and we can complete a game and come out victorious.
Obviously, the tremendous tradition there at John Tyler High School. It's got to be tough to live up to. You've been there for a long time, since 2007. You know about the pressures of being a Lion football player. How has this year's team embraced kind of the weight that goes on your shoulders when you put on the blue?
They understand that tradition doesn't keep going without them. We've been a great program for the past several years, but it's always been based off the teams that's playing at that particular time. You talk about the teams ahead of time that won in 31 and 73 and 94, but you got to focus on the team that's playing in 2014 and 15 to keep that going. And they understand that, and they embrace that.
Obviously, playing the Plano Wildcats tonight, not like playing Plano East, maybe one of the most memorable football games I've ever seen in my life, almost 20 years ago. That unbelievable sequence of events in the playoffs at Texas Stadium. How much do you guys talk about that year and particularly that game, on your side of the state?
We talk about it every so often. It's more fan-based than anything, but lately we've been talking about since 1973 when we won a state championship that we actually played Plano High in a playoff game.
And obviously that's a big focus tonight. You'd like to keep that streak alive, wouldn't you, Coach?
Most definitely. That's one of the main streaks that we'd like to keep alive.
Plano of 73 or Plano of 2014, they kind of seem to be the same. You're going to get a physical, hard-nosed, attacking team, particularly on the defensive side. What do you see as you've watched film to try to prepare for this ball game?
Nothing's changed over the past couple of years with them. They have a big front, a great running back, quarterback that makes good decisions, defense that plays hard-nosed, very disciplined. The same Plano team is what you're going to get week in and week out.
It's kind of the nice thing about this kind of classic matchup between two of the premier programs in the state. You know what you're going to get when you go out there, right, Coach?
Most definitely, and there's not going to be any surprise.
Tell me some keys that you and your staff are looking for to get out of your guys tonight. Obviously, this win does not help or hurt your playoff chances, but it is step one in building what I'm sure you hope will be a nice long run here in 2014. What are some of the things you guys are really emphasizing with the kids this week?
Everybody wants to start out 1-0, and that's the main thing we're going to try to take care of Friday, is to make sure that we start out 1-0 instead of 0-1, because you want to build on success, and you don't want to have to try to dig your way out of a hole, which that's what the preseason can create. if you don't win those games going into your district.
Coach, always appreciate the time. Best of luck tonight against the Wildcats.
Hey, thank you.
That's Rickland Holmes, the head coach of the John Tyler Lions. This conversation brought to you by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances. We continue in a moment here from Tyler Rose Stadium on KVCE after these messages.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Hey, this is your DFW Sports Angel, Robin Valatudo. Hey, Vinos.
Yeah.
We are shuffling our Sports Blitz Saturday lineup. Inside the game, talking all things sports, 11 a.m., followed by Golf Grape and Grub, hosted by Tom Keys and Pamela Wood, and then Texas Links on the air with Pat Wheeler.
Sounds great.
AM 1160, your home for Notre Dame football, the Plano ISD Game of the Week, and Texas Legends basketball. Visit kvceradio.com/sports.
Hoorah, veterans. It's about time our troops have a voice. Kilroy's Conversation is that voice. This is Major Andrew White, a veteran of the United States Army for 19 years. A father, a husband, a dedicated American to serve in his country along with the millions of other veterans. This is a show that discusses VA benefits, job training, medical needs, and more for today's veterans. So join me, Major Andrew White, on Kilroy's Conversation.
So tune in Sunday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on AM 1160 KVCE.
Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcats football continues here from East Texas. Thomas Lee now joined by the head coach of the Wildcats, J-Don McCullough. And Coach, another season under your belt. It's hard to believe you're kicking off year number 6 as the head coach of the Wildcats. How does that make you feel when you hear that statement?
Well, you know, it goes quick, and that's why every day counts, every day matters. And so, you know, it's hard to believe it's went that fast, but I enjoy what I do, and hopefully we can just continue to get better and the program grow, and hopefully one day, hopefully I can get the program back where it belongs. We played John Tyler in the playoffs back in either the late 1990s or early 2000s, and they beat us 13 in Waco.
So you got a little revenge on the mind tonight, huh?
You know, that's not really any of our motives. We're just going to play a very good football team in East Texas that we have a lot of respect for. They have a storied program, so do we, and you know, we know how good they are and how talented they are, and you know, we're going to go down there and try to play the best that we can.
Always know that the effort's going to come from the Wildcats, that's for sure. But this year, Coach, you guys don't have a lot of time to get things figured out. Only 2 non-district games before the season starts for real.
Yes, sir. But that just, you know, to me, that just keeps everybody, focused on what we're doing, and not just us, but the kids, the players, because they understand what's at stake. Really, to be honest with you, you could probably ask any coach in the state of Texas, and they'll tell you, this all started way back in November. So we hit our feet running, and so we've been preparing and doing everything we can to give our kids a chance to be successful.
Going to have a lot of success on offense this year. You've got some key pieces back in some very important spots, and probably none more than in your offensive backfield with Brooke Panhands, your quarterback, and, of course, Brandon Stevens, the running back. It's a great 1-2 punch you have there.
They're both good players, but, they're also great teammates. They're both very unselfish. They're great leaders. But, like I said, they work hard. They're tough, and they lead by example. And so I just think they're going to get better. And they're the kind of people we want on our football team. They exemplify what it means to be a good teammate, and and that's what we're stressing. It's about the team. Yes, they're both very good players, but we're only as good as the team. And I say that all the time. I talk about people don't talk about stats if you lose, and so we want them to be talking about us because we won the football game, and that's the most important stat there is.
One thing that has always helped the Wildcats win football games, 735 in its illustrious history thus far, but is a stifling attacking defense. Last year you guys allowed just 2 touchdowns per game, had one of the top defenses in North Texas, possibly in the state. Talk a little bit about what you have coming back this year and how poised you think they are to fill in the shoes of the great tradition of the Wildcat defense.
Well, Coach Stewart and his staff does a tremendous job, and I have full confidence in our defensive coaches. They do a great job every week studying the opponent and coming up with a tremendous game plan, and not only having a great game plan, but getting the kids to execute it. And, they do a great job. We have a couple of people coming back, Cody Farhat and Sam Tecklenburg. Cody plays in the secondary and is just a tremendous player. He plays with such a motor. And then, of course, Sam Tecklenburg, he plays both ways for us, and he's done that since he's a freshman. He's already committed to Baylor. Cody's already committed to Texas Tech to baseball. Sam's going to play football at Baylor. So we're very excited about both them. And the thing I'm most excited about them is really they're not excited about that stuff I just talked about. They're excited about being Plano Wildcats. And so, they're probably the rocks of our defense, but we've got some other guys, of course, Nima Bibani, he played last year, Brandon Wall, and, so we have some guys that played a little bit last year, and there's probably somebody I'm forgetting.
Well, Coach, we know that we're going to be calling a lot of names tonight. Best of luck as you start the season. We'll look forward to talking at the half.
Thank you.
That's Jaden Umbrella, the head coach of the Plano Wildcats. When we come back here on AM 1160 KVCE, we'll continue with more of the pregame show. You're listening to Plano Wildcat football presented by Rodenbaugh's Flooring American Appliances here on KVCE.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music.
GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute online at gdyo.org/jazz.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
Saturday means Irish football.
You got to respect each other.
Running hard. He's going in.
Long ball downfield. You got to compete as hard as you can.
Fighting down the sideline. Still working. Touchdown Notre Dame. Listen all season long on your home for Notre Dame football.
Right here on AM 1160,
Saturday, August 30th.
Notre Dame battles Rice. Everything gets started at 1:30 p.m. on your home for Notre Dame football. 1160 AM KVCE.
Tune in Thursday evenings 5 to 6 as KVCE's Believers in Business presents the Family Law Hour with attorneys Frank Skipper and Donna Smith, discussing divorce, child support, custody, mediation, adoption, and all other areas of family law. The Family Law Hour is the best way to stay informed when it comes to any matters having to do with family law. Both Frank and Donna focus their practices exclusively on family law.
That's Thursday evenings at 5 right here on KVCE AM 1160 and online at kvceradio.com. Brought to you by the David Wayne Law Firm and the law offices of Donna J. Smith.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here to Tyler, Texas, to Earl Campbell Field at Tyler Rose Stadium. Thomas Lee, Ryan Mueller, the Dr. Alex Sterling alongside as well as we are ready for another spectacular season of high school football. Time now for your starting lineups as we continue on with the Roden Boss Flooring America and Appliances pregame show. And we'll start off with your Plano Wildcat offense. A lot of expectations, very lofty ones, in fact, and that's what happens when you return 8 starters from a year ago. The quarterback is Brooks Panhand, 6'2", 180-pound senior returning starter. Be joined in the backfield by Brandon Stevens, the sensational sophomore of a year ago. Now a junior, 6 foot, 192 pounds. Top 10 in rushing in the Metroplex last season. Brandon Wall will be paving the way for him, the 5'9", 175-pound senior. Wide receivers will feature Matt Kirchner, 6'3", 195 pounds, a senior, and Parker Myers, 5'7", 173-pound senior. The offensive line might as well include Sam Tecklenburg, the all-star committed to Baylor, 6'4", 250-pound senior, 4-year varsity player. The offensive line from left to right, Kadarius K.D. Smith is the left tackle, 6'2", 255, a junior. Bo Hott is the left guard, 6'3", 282 pounds, a senior committed to Oregon State. Ben White, 6'2", 245-pound senior, is the center. At right guard is Caleb Yale, 6 foot, 250-pound senior. And Isaiah Thomas, the right tackle, 6'1", 257 pounds, a junior. For the Wildcat defense, the ends will feature Brandon Wall, 5'9", 175-pound senior, and Tucker Palacia, 6'1", 190-pound junior. Sam Tecklenburg will be playing both ways. He will be a defensive tackle, senior committed to Baylor, tight end, and DT. Connor Welch will be joining him there in the middle, 5'9", 208-pound senior. The middle linebacker is the returning starter. You heard Coach McCullough talk about Nima Bibahani, the 6 foot, 205-pound senior. On the strong side, Jason Lee, 5'11", 193-pound senior. And on the weak side, Colton Pusateri, 5'11", 164-pound senior. The corners will feature Dejon Howard, 5'5", 145-pound senior on one side. Opposite, Aaron Regas, 5'9", 149-pound sophomore. Strong safety is T.J. Lee, the 5'8", 175-pound junior. And the free safety, the standout senior, Cody Farhat, 5'11", 185-pounder, verbally committed to play baseball for Texas Tech, a tremendous multi-sport athlete. And that is your Wildcat starting offense tonight. Game 1,117 in the illustrious history of the Wildcats as they take on the John Tyler Lions here at Earl Campbell Field tonight in East Texas. Great scene. The stands are continuing to fill. A little rain earlier might have kept a few people away, but they are still coming in now by the droves. We'll step aside for a break. We'll come back and have tonight's opening kickoff. The kickoff to start the 2014 campaign. It's coming your way next right here on AM 1160 KVCE.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635. This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
After months of waiting, after nights longing for the chance to see the Wildcats take the field again, the offseason is finally over. The team is on the sidelines, and we are ready to start the 2014 campaign. Thomas Lee here with you, along with Brian Mueller, the Dr. Alex Sterling alongside as well. The Wildcats will kick it away to begin the ball game and send that defense out. The calling card of this Wildcat team, that tenacious defensive intensity. Wildcats in their road white jerseys with Chicago maroon shorts, 2 white stripes down each side. The Chicago maroon numbers trimmed in black, and the all-white helmets. Tyler Lions in their home blue jerseys with black numerals with white trim. White pants, white helmets. With the lion on the side, a little darker than the Detroit Lions, but gives you an idea of what things look like. The teams are dressed, the ball's teed up on the 40. Wildcats will kick it off from left to right on your radio dial. Tyler Brogan ready to kick this thing away and start the 2014 season. There it is. It's underway. Down to the 17-yard line. The high short kick for coverage reasons gets across the 25 and down near the 30-yard line. As the ball is returned by Dontavian Gross, the 5'10", 160-pound junior. And the Lions will take over 1st and 10 on their own 30 from the left hash. The quarterback, Giovanni McAllister, 6'3", 205-pound senior, committed to Central Arkansas. He's joined in the backfield by Jeremy Wilson, 5'9", 170-pound senior, committed to Southern Arkansas. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Now a man in motion, movement on the line, penalty flags fly. It looks like we're going to have an offside call. A false start call on John Tyler. So that'll move him back 5 yards to the 25-yard line. Receivers feature Rodney Bendy, 6'5", 200-pound senior headed to North Texas. Damian Miller, 6'3", 185-pound sophomore. Nicholas Kane, the 5'11", 175-pound senior headed to Louisiana Monroe. And the aforementioned Dontavian Gross, the junior, who returned the kickoff. It's now 1st and 15 for the Lions on their own 25 from the left hash. 3 receivers right. High snap down into the belly of Wilson. He comes off of right guard, pushes his way forward for 5, maybe 6 yards. He gets right back to the 30, got the 5 yards back, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 now for John Tyler. The offensive line from left to right, Kendall Holmes, 6'4", 260-pound senior. Adrian Pulido, 6'3", 280-pound senior. The center is Colby Harris, 6'3", 275-pound junior. As they swing it out right side, it is caught, taken out across the 35 and down to the 39-yard line by Jeremy Wilson. 9 yards on the game's going to set up a 3rd and 1. The right guard is Tedrick Attaway, 6'2", 255-pound senior, and Adrian Harris, the right tackle, 6'4", 265 pounds, a junior. Big opportunity here for the Wildcats to get off the field. 3rd and 1, Lions on their own 39. From the right hash, design quarterback keeper, runs up into a bear hug by Welch, and the pile just moves forward. Needed 1, got 2, make it 3 down to the 42-yard line, and it's a 1st down for the Lions.
Getting that monkey off their back, and a couple of plays real quick, trying to make quick strikes at the Plano defense. That's what you have to do to try to catch them off guard.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. Standing tall in the pocket. He's hit, shakes off one tackler, now is gang tackled. The Wildcats doing what they do best, rallying to the football. It's a loss of 6 back to the 36-yard line. And a whole host of Wildcat defenders in on the stop.
And that's what it'll take, Thomas, is all 11 guys on the Plano defense trying to rally one of the best quarterbacks, I think, in East Texas, McAllister, coming off a strong season. He can be mobile when he wants to. He can hurt you with his arm, so nice job getting the backfield.
Officially loss of 5 as they mark him down at the 37. Handoff up the middle for Wilson. Shakes a tackle and then is brought down after a modest gain of 2 to the 39. And again, the linebacking core of the Wildcats doing what they're supposed to as Bibahani and Lee combined on the stop. And it's 3rd down and 13 for John Tyler. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right, ball in the middle of the field. 3rd and 13. Shotgun snap is back. Blitz is coming. Gets away from 1. No, he's not going to get away from the 2nd. Hit as he threw, as he was leveled and planted to the ground by the hard-charging defensive end, Brandon Wall. Forces the incompletion. It's 4th down and punt in time for John Tyler.
Yeah, they stiffened up. The Plano defense did a nice job of adjusting and just playing assignment football, Thomas. Again, you can't let McAllister get loose. You have to wrap him up immediately. And this Plano defense was stellar last year. They're off to a good start here in 2014.
Dejon Howard back at his own 24-yard line. High snap, almost over the head of the punter. He's able to track it down and get his foot into it. High spinning kick bounces across the 25 and down to about the 23-yard line, and that's where it will be down, and that's where the Wildcats will take over. 9:39 remaining left to go here in the first quarter. Still scoreless after a 38-yard punt. The Wildcats will take over at their own 22-yard line.
And I'm excited to see this offense. One guy I didn't mention in the open is Brandon Stevens. He is such a strong and quick back. Big boost for this team last year. I can't wait to see what this young man does here this year.
Wildcats into the familiar I formation. 1 receiver left, 1 to the right. From the middle of the field, 1st and 10 from their own 22. Handoff, runs into a crowd of blue jerseyed Lion defenders. And not a lot of running room there for Stevens as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
And that was,
for John Tyler, that's one of their strengths, Thomas, is their defensive line. Jasavia Reese and Braylon Jones, the right side of that D-line. That's the matchup I'm looking for. I'm trying to see what they will do against guys like Bo Hutt and Ben White and K.D. Smith.
Second down and 10 from the 22. 3 men in the backfield. Toss sweep to the right side. Turning, cutting up. Going to be brought down shy of the 25-yard line as the carry goes to Byron Tate, the 6', 215-pound junior. I like 3 men in the backfield. This is taking me back to the good old days of Plano football.
And it goes back to setting the tone for Jadon McCullough. And the key is to get, 6-7 yards on first down. Didn't quite get that on that first carry. If Plano wants to control the clock, they have to get bigger chunks of yardage on first down.
Kirchner wide left. Slot left in the formation is going to be Stevens. Wide right is Myers. Pan hands in a shotgun set on third down. The ball goes by him. He's able to scoop it up. Gets away from one tackler. Still running to the 20. Across and down to the 24-yard line. That may be one of the most successful and surprisingly delightful runs for -1 yards I've ever seen, because he should have been dead to rights about 10 yards back down the field.
It's just another element to Panhand's game, is that he can be mobile when he wants to be, but more than anything, he protects the football. It's a little bit of a gamble when it's bouncing on the turf and you pick it up, but he picked it up, and he had Shondrick Williams chasing him from behind, but what does he do? He wraps his hands around that football and then falls to the ground.
Should mention Austin Pugh, a standout offensive lineman, hurt his thumb. He was the center. That happened in the scrimmage a week ago. He is not on the field. Punt high, end over end, across the 40. Great coverage as it goes inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. Fantastic job by Tyler Brogan there as it goes for 48 yards, and more importantly, Ryan, nothing on the return for this electric Lion special teams unit.
You're going to have to try to do that every single time you punt the football, is to pin John Tyler deep in their own end, because you're right, they're explosive. They're going to throw the ball downfield a lot during this game to see what they can get that one big play.
Lions 1st and 10 on their own 28. Here's an inside run, and snuffed out very well. Right at the point of attack, the edge was set by Colton Pusateri, the senior. Gets his nose in there, and he and B. Bahani bring down Wilson after a 3-yard gain. Second down and 7. Shotgun snap, quick pass left side. Out is caught, and across the 35 goes Kane as he is brought down on the play by about 5 Wildcat defenders, including Brandon Wall.
And that's a primary target for Giovanni McAllister, as he's going to throw over to number 2, Nicholas Kane, a lot during this game, so corners have to be aware.
All the offensive line and the receivers move. And I think everybody had the wrong snap count. Or check that. Maybe the center had the right one and everybody else was on the same page. But instead of 3rd and 1, it's now going to be 3rd and 6 for the Lions.
You see the frustration from McAllister, the quarterback for John Tyler, as those flags go. He had everybody up the line, had the play in, knew what he was going to run, could see the success in front of him, and then you stub your toe. That's very frustrating. So letting his guys know, hey, we got to get it together.
3rd down and 6 for John Tyler on their own 33. Flushed out of the pocket, rolls, throws. It's low. I'm not sure. Yeah, he did make the catch. Gain of only 5, though, as they got back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th and 1, an interesting decision time here for Rickland Holmes.
I think it's too early to try to go for something here. I really do. Nonetheless, though, that was a great pursuit by the Plano defense. Nicholas Kane had to come back over the middle of the field to get that football just because of the heavy pressure on McAllister.
They're lining up like they're going to go for it. McAllister in a shotgun set. Snap is high, taps it down. He's hit, and he's going to be dropped. He is sacked. The ball came out high, but a fantastic job as the Wildcat defense suffocates to the quarterback and brings him down.
And that's where it can hurt you. You try to go for it deep in your own territory, and a bad snap, something like that happens where an end is allowed to get there as quickly as Plano's defensive end did, and that's tough going for McAllister because now it's a huge advantage for Plano if they get good field position after this punt.
Pusateri first on the scene to bring down the quarterback, McAllister. And the Wildcats now will take over 1st and 10 at the Lions 27. Knocking on the door. Kirchner in motion. Movement on the line. Who's it on? Both sides pointing to the other. We will hear from our official. And he says it's going to be a false start on the Plano Wildcats. Crew is from Tyler. Referee Greg Anderson. Umpire Galen Parker. Head linesman Lester Mellentree. Sylvester Conrad is the back judge, and Floyd Nails the line judge. So a Tyler crew here. And they're used to the speed and athleticism that the Lions are going to trot out there, particularly the skill positions. They're scary good. 1st and 15 now for the Wildcats. Ball in the middle of the field. 2 tight ends, I formation. Kirchner motion from left to right. Panhands under center. Play action fake. Goes to the air. Spins away. No, cannot spin all the way away. As there's tremendous pressure defensively by Nicholas Kane. The quarterback comes on the blitz. Brings down Panhands. And it's another loss all the way back to the 45.
A great play by Kane. He just came flying in and no chance for Panhands to survey the field. He knows if he releases that football, he's going to make a mistake. So there's nothing you can do about it and just take the loss.
Loss of 13 on the play. It's 2nd and 28. 5 minutes remaining here in a scoreless opening quarter. Panhands delay, draw, give, and nowhere to go. Interior pressure from that Lions defensive line is unbelievable right now. They were almost 2 Stevens by the time he got the handoff.
Such an important factor, the offensive line. How much push can they get to allow Brandon Stevens to have space? And I go back to my point. 1st and 2nd down, they've got to get chunks of yardage. Well, instead of that, they're going for a loss. And the way Plano's offense works, Thomas, this does not work to their advantage.
It was 1st and 10 at the Lions 27. 5 yards on a false start, 13 yards on a sack. Loss of 6 there has pushed it back into their own end of the field. Wildcats 3rd down and 34 from their own 49. Flushed out of the pocket. Panhands turns, tosses it, and tried throwing across his body. Very difficult. Can't quite get it to Tecklenburg. And even if he makes the catch, defenders were ready. Would have been a modest gain. It looks like it's going to be punting time for Plano after what was spectacular field position.
The defense really stepped up for Rickland Holmes and his John Tyler Lions. I think it was Tony Johnson, the linebacker, on a blitz that really flushed Panhands out. But I don't know how Brooks got out of that. He kind of wheeled around and then made something out of nothing. But when it's all said and done, Lions get the stop.
4th down and 34. Probably not a fake situation here for Jadon McCullough. Opportunity, though, for Tyler Brogan to pin the Lions down deep in their end of the field. Good snap back. Brogan gets it away. It's a high kick. Coming up underneath it, making the catch and getting hit. Shakes it off, fights backwards, and actually loses yards on the return. Inside the 15, back to the 13-yard line when Nima Bibahani finishes him off. It's a 30-yard punt. Actually a loss on the return, and nice job by the Wildcat special teams unit.
And just quick on the gun, and it was Matt Kirchner who got there first. 6'3", 195 pounds, going right into the return man, and then how about Bibahani coming right in to slam the door shut.
1st and 10 Lions on their own 13. 3:57 left to go in a scoreless first quarter. Back to pass. McAllister flushed out of the pocket, rolls, steps back, is hit and dropped. Gets back to the line of scrimmage and actually, with his athleticism, falls forward for a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Wildcats corner is doing a great job against Damian Miller and Rodney Bendy. There's nowhere for McAllister to throw the football, and he, like Panhands, making good decisions. Don't want to make a mistake early to really change momentum.
2-by-2 spread. McAllister under center. Toss sweep right. Wilson cuts it back. A little zone blocking scheme. Takes it for 6 yards across the 20 to the 21. And it'll set up 3rd down and 2 now for John Tyler.
Good blocking up front, and then, of course, it takes Jeremy Wilson trusting the blocks and finding the seam and then plunging forward. You got a nice gain there.
Bendy wide left, slot left is Kane. They're the dangerous duo. Instead, they're going to sweep it around the left side and just getting back to the line of scrimmage. On the tunnel screen, and Kane gets nothing, and it'll be 4th down and 2, and the Wildcat defense deserves a chance to go beat their chest on the sideline, getting off the field on 3rd down.
You can't let Kane get off to a good start, and that was a little slant route for the 5'11", 175-pound senior, but Plano was ready. A nice job. Some of those linebackers getting in position. Connor Welch on the play.
JT lined up in punt formation. Good snap back and almost blocked. Good effort by Luis Duran. As the ball is loose, though, fumbled on the return, and the Lions have recovered. Just into Plano territory at the 47-yard line. Dejon Howard came up and tried to field it and couldn't get the handle, and the Lions will have a 1st and 10 on the Plano side of the field with 2:08 left to go in the scoreless first quarter.
You just have to be ready for anything in this game, and sometimes the ball's going to bounce your way, but this is the opportunity here. John Tyler with their best field position of the contest.
Sweeping right, the quarterback tries to turn the corner, actually does, gets 2 yards, maybe 3, inside the 45 to the 44 before he is brought down by the hard-charging, pursuing defensive end, Tucker Palacia. The junior with the tackle, limiting McAllister to 3 on the scramble. 2nd down now and 7 from the right hash. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Wilson on the right hip. Back to pass. Steps, fires, slant, caught. Not going to be enough for a 1st down. As Bendy hauls it in and is immediately hit by Connor Welch. Gain of 6. Actually, gain of 6 down to the 38. They need to get to the 37 for a 1st down. It's 3rd down and 1 for the Lions. 2-by-2 spread. Under center is McAllister. Quarterback surge right up. Needed 1, got 2. The Lions have a 1st down.
Nice effort by the offensive line for the Lions as they get good push. It's hard. You're going up against guys like Techberg and Brandon Wall. The guys, Techberg are 250 pounds, but McAllister gets across.
Snap back on an offset eye, hands it to the first guy through. He's going to be stood up, maybe a yard gain, maybe 2 on the play, and that is it. Just not a lot of running room whatsoever. As it was Kane who was the up man who got the handoff. And he is a little banged up, favoring his right hand a little bit, and he will have to come out. Second down and 8, middle of the field. Play action fake, and before that, penalty flags fly in. And looks like a procedure penalty against John Tyler.
And that's tough, Thomas, to see Nicholas Kane walk off the field and in pain like that because he's such a key cog to Rickland Holmes' offense. I think he had just right around 800 yards receiving last year. He is all kinds of talent. To see him plucked from this offense, hope that he's okay.
So now it's 2nd down and 13 for the John Tyler Lions. Still scoreless, final 25 seconds of the first quarter. 2-by-2 spread receiver. Here comes the blitz by the Wildcats. Way to shake off would-be tackler. Stays on his feet, is hit and dropped. It's going to be a sack back at the 42 or 43-yard line. And credit about 5 different Wildcats in there. I think Connor Welch was the one that finally finished him off.
And Conley McCabe, the defensive tackle, really putting the pressure. Nice job to whip around the offensive lineman and get to McAllister.
And that'll do it for the first quarter and our first chance to take a break. 1 quarter in the books and nothing but punting going on so far here from Earl Campbell Field in Tyler, Texas. Lions will have the ball third down when we come back after these messages. You're listening to the Plano ISD Game of the Week. The Plano Wildcats, the John Tyler Lions. Presented by Rodenbach's Flooring American Appliances here on KVCE.
Rodenbach's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbach's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbach's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbach's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
Earl Campbell Field, the sites of tonight's opening contest of the 2014 season to the Plano Wildcats and the John Tyler Lions. We start the second quarter, and we still got another goose eggs up on the scoreboard. Plano, nothing. John Tyler, nothing, and the Lions have the ball third down and 16 now at the Plano 42-yard line. Big chance here for the Wildcats to not allow the Lions to capitalize on the turnover. Third down and 16. Back to pass, setting up a little flare right side. It is caught. Good cutback by Wilson. He's hit. The ball comes loose. It's picked up by the Wildcats. Dejon Howard going the other way. And the Wildcats have it now, first and 10 on their own 47. What a play and what a hit as the Wildcat D forces their first turnover of the season.
What a great job staying aware on that screen pass. Jeremy Wilson with so much speed. Once he gets it, he turns upfield. He had one man to beat. He did beat him, but then got popped on the second go-around. Oh, this could be what the Wildcats need to put one on the scoreboard.
That hustle from the backside almost always results in something positive. Wildcat D evens the turnover count at one apiece. First and 10, option right, pan hands. Upended before he can really make a lot of headway. Tremendous pressure on the left side of the defensive line by the strong side linebacker Tony Johnson to bring him down for no gain. Second and 10.
Both defenses really not giving up much underneath. The linebackers staying at home, and that's, again, it's another element to Pantan's game that he'll fool you. He's got a lot of speed. I mean, he's 6'2", 180 pounds. He's a big quarterback trying to muscle his way through.
Wall in front of Stevens. Tecklenburg and Kirchner, the tight ends on the left end of the line. Toss sweep left. Stevens tries to bounce it outside, almost loses his footing, gets back up, is hit, and then tackled. After gaining maybe a yard. Not much more than that. It's tough to string out this speedy Lion defense.
Just trying to look for anything there, and really got a nice block from Parker Myers, a 5'7", 163-pound senior. Coach McCullough, well, he talk about preaching discipline. He will ask his receivers to be very physical when you string a play out like that. A good block there from Parker.
Got to the midfield stripe. Third down and 7 now for the Wildcats. I formation, one receiver either way. Tecklenburg on the right end of the line. Back to pass. Panhand steps up in the pocket. Gonna keep running. Gonna keep running. He's got the first down. Look at him go. 40, 35, and down to the 30-yard line before the shoestring tackle is applied by the combination of Bryson Gibson and Jordan Owens. But what a play as he takes it for 20 yards and a Wildcat first down. But hold the phone. We do have a penalty flag down. We'll check and see. Looks like the Wildcats think that it's not going to be on them. But no, it is going to be a formation penalty against Plano. And the 20-yard run on 3rd and 7 is erased.
And just nowhere to go with the football, and then sees a gap open up to his left. And Brooks, such an intelligent quarterback, a leader of this team, he doesn't hesitate and just hits that hole hard. About halfway through there, that's when he really turned on the juice. And boy, that's got to be frustrating. It's just what Brad Denton would call a real taffy pull here in the first half of this game. Neither team giving much.
So now it's 3rd down and 12 for the Wildcats from their own 45. Play action fake. Panhands rolls out to the right side, steps and fires. Has a man. It's caught. Did he get a footed? He did. What execution. 15 yards on the pitch and catch on 3rd down and 12. As Parker Myers hauls in the first down pass from Brooks Panhands. And the Wildcats with a fresh set of downs at the Lion 40.
Parker never would have got his hands on the football if it wasn't for Bo Hott. The guard doing a great job against Pierre Leonard. The defensive tackle trying to get his way around. No, Bo Hott keeps him at bay, and Panhands has time to deliver that football.
1st and 10, all packed in. 3 tight ends, I formation. Panhands under center, toss right side. Oh, he's got a crease. Look at Stevens go to the 30. 25, spun down. Flags fly as well at the end of the play. There's some talent on this Lions defense that can catch Stevens from behind, and that was Jalen Reese, the senior committed to Tennessee State, who was able to track down the junior speedster there. If it stands, it'll be a nice gain of close to 15 on the play, but unfortunately they're walking back the other way, and it's going to be a penalty against Plano. And I'm sure J.L. McCullough is going nuts on the sidelines right now.
Now, the one seam that he got that you talked about, it was Byron Tate, the other halfback for Plano, trying to lay a block. May have tugged a little bit too much there and got called for it, but it just, from the Plano perspective, just waiting for Brandon Stevens to bust one loose.
Holding penalty back to the midfield stripe. 1st down and 20 now for the Wildcats as we go inside of 10 minutes left to go in the first half. Still scoreless. Tecklenburg in motion right to left. Now on the left end of the line. I formation. Panhands rolls that pocket that way and is going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. Great assignment football being displayed by Pierre Leonard, the junior tackle, in on the stop with his assignment, the quarterback. And it'll be 2nd and 20.
Yeah, see, reiterate my point. That Plano's offense, they do so well when they can run the football 1st and 2nd down. Well, now you're in a 2nd down and 20 situation, and it's just so much harder for this offense to get going. It all goes back to that penalty. That's the first game of the season, though, so Coach McCullough might have a little bit of give.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pistol formation. Low snap. Play fake. Panhands rolls to his right. Tries to tuck it and run. No, he tosses it out. But he was being tackled while he was trying to throw to Myers. And it is going to be incomplete. 3rd down and 20 now for the Wildcats right at the 50-yard line.
Oh, speed for the middle linebacker, Jalen Reese. He got in there. 6'1", 225 pounds, coming at Brooks Panhands. He watched the eyes of the quarterback. He saw it all the way. And he lays the boom at the right time, and no chance to get that pass off.
One receiver right, 2 to the left. And it looks like a timeout's going to be taken by the Wildcats. We'll take it with them. 8:58 remaining in the first half. Still scoreless between Plano and John Tyler. It's the 2014 season opener, brought to you by Rodenbaugh's Flooring American Appliances here on KVCE. That's KVCE AM 1160, KVCE Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth's Business Authority. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShockboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Third down and 20. Panhand shotgun snap, rolls out to his right. It's hit as he throws. And it's going to be incomplete. Heavy pressure on the play. And a great show of sportsmanship there by Pierre Leonard, who went over to try to help Panhands up. You know what else I like is Brandon Stevens got in there and elbowed his like, I'll get my quarterback up. I don't need your help. And the offense has to head over to the sideline. But again, field position going the way of the Wildcats here as they'll be punting from midfield and hopefully an opportunity to pin the Lions deep.
Just so impressed with this ferocious defensive line for the Lions. As you talked about it, even Rodney Bendy getting involved. There's two defenders in the face of Brooks Panhands, and he had nowhere to go with the football.
Bounces back to Brogan. Great composure to get it away, though. It hits the return man at the 15. He bobbles it, has to pick it back up, and he's going to be swarmed down at about the 13-yard line. Boy, you name it. There was a team meeting going on back there. Hayes Schmidt in on the stop after a 35-yard punt. Nothing on the return. But fantastic coverage by the Wildcats again. And then you know that was a big point of emphasis with the tremendous playmaking ability that the Lions have.
Yeah, you just can't give up the big play. And Coach McCullough knows that. And to see this discipline, this speed in the first game of the season, guys really hustling, that's a good sign for Coach McCullough and his staff.
One receiver left, three to the right. And a lot of motion before the snap. And it looks like the Lions are going to be flagged for their own penalty. So 8:34 left to go here in the first half. Still scoreless between Plano and John Tyler. The Lions now are going to be backed up to their own 6-yard line as it goes half the distance to the goal. First down and 16 now for JT. Three to the right, one to the left. Snap back, inside give. No, play action fake. And the quarterback, McAllister, kept it. Didn't fool the Wildcat defense, though. He gets 4, maybe 5 yards before he's planted to the turf, and a great job on the open field tackle. As Connor Welch got there and stood him up and waited for the troops to arrive. TJ Lee also in on the stop.
Now, he had me fooled, and that's why I'm not down there on the football field. Wildcat defense rotating over about 4 or 5 jerseys in the vicinity to bring down the quarterback.
Second down and 9. Pass in the air, right side. It is a jump ball up for grabs, and it's incomplete. Fantastic coverage on the play by Aaron Regas as he goes up with the 6'5" Rodney Bendy. And even though he's given up 8 inches in height, the sophomore knocks the ball away from the future North Texas Mean Green.
Fabulous read on the ball, too, Thomas. He knew where it was coming. He knew when it was coming down, and he got his paw right up in there.
Back to pass on third down. Pocket collapsing over the middle. Has a man at the 20. Can't shake the tackle. But he does fall forward just enough to move the sticks. As it will be a first down for the Lions at the 23-yard line.
It's good to see that Nicholas Kane is okay. Out there, makes a big catch.
Inside give and a couple of yards for Wilson as he wiggles across the 25 and down to the 26-yard line as the officials moving back a yard. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7 now for JT. 2-by-2 spread from the right hash. McAllister, shotgun snap. Stands in the pocket, now is flushed out. It's going to be hit. And just great wheels and decision-making by the senior. Pick up a couple more yards and not get sacked for a loss.
Now, he's such a leader, and those 11 guys on offense look up to him to really orchestrate this offense, Thomas, and you're right. He takes off when he needs to. He delivers the football when he needs to. He's the complete package for Rickland Holmes.
Tomas Venegas in on the tackle, the backup linebacker for the Wildcats. Back to pass on 3rd down now and 6. Flushed out of the pocket, gets away from one man, now reverses back to the right side. It is going to be shoestring tackled. What a job by Bibahani to bring him down. That was a guaranteed first down if Nima doesn't do his job. He got the ankles of McAllister and brings him down a couple yards shy of the sticks.
You know Coach McCullough's over there on the sideline going, that was a heck of a play. Love to see that from my guys. The hot pursuit, he stays with it, and then I love how he wraps him up at the legs. Go after the feet. You got it. It's hard to chase down McAllister, but boy, he did just that. Good play by Bibahani.
TJ Lee back deep in punt return formation, and now it looks like a timeout's going to be taken by the Lions. Will take it as well. 6:04 left to go first half. We're still scoreless between Plano and John Tyler. The Roden Boss Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano ISD football continues in a moment.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute, online at gdyo.org/jazz.
Well, fair catch is called for and made by TJ Lee, and then they took off running. I don't know if he was just trying to wave away from a would-be tackler or something, but I thought the arm came up high enough, and the officials share my view. It's going to be a delay of game infraction against the Wildcats for, in essence, trying to misuse the fair catch symbol. So we'll have to ask Coach about that later and see exactly what happened, but would have been fairly decent starting field position. But the Wildcats now will take over 1st and 10 on their own 25. Ball in the middle of the field, 2 receivers left, Kirchner wide left, Myers slot left, pistol formation for Panhands. Myers in motion from left to right. There's a snap on 1st down. It's low, picks it up, and he is going to be slung down to the turf. Fantastic pressure by Jasavia Reese as the senior gets in for the tackle for loss of 5. And now we have a player down for the Wildcats, and that is not what anybody wants to see on either side.
I think this could be Brooks Panhands down on the turf right now. And as you said, Jasavia Reese, it's one of the things about this game that's frustrating is that it takes a while to get in the mode. These kids are young and they're trying to do their best, and you have a bunch of penalties, you have low snaps. These are the things that you take care of in non-district play to get yourself ready, but I'm sure that's going to be a point of emphasis for Coach McCullough at the half. He's going to get everybody together and say, hey, we got to quit making mistakes. We got to quit beating ourselves. Because that little mistake where it's a low snap, that allowed Reese to whip around the side and get right after Brooks Panhands.
Looks like he got rolled up. His lower right leg is what he's favoring as he is walking under his own power, but a noticeable limp as he heads to the sidelines. And in comes the junior, Quinn Waterbury, the 6'4", 200-pounder, who's going to be thrown to the Lions, literally here. 2nd and 15 with 5:28 left to go in a scoreless ball game before we hit the half. Panham still making his way now finally off the field. And the ball is set down and ready for play. 3 tight ends, I formation. And the snap is lost, and I think the Lions have recovered it. The center quarterback exchange was not executed, and the Lions have it now 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 20.
And that is another proof point right there that it's got to be frustrating for Coach McCullough. It's the one thing that's on your mind as a head coach. You got your backup quarterback that just came into the game and say, if anything else, just don't make a mistake. And it's unfortunate for Quinn Waterbury wanting to get after it out there. Bobbled the snap, and here's JT coming right at it.
McAllister, shotgun set, Wilson to his right, 2 receivers either way. Ball in the middle of the field, 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 20. To the air, pitch, left side, caught, and a great open field tackle, though, as Bendy is brought right down by the spectacular play by Regas, as Aaron Regas, the sophomore, is making a name for himself here in the first half.
Yeah, 5'9", 149 pounds, and it really looked like Bendy was going to turn the corner, closed the gap quickly, and wrapped him up.
Gain of 8. 2nd down and 2. Under center now. Handoff, and the run is going to get a 1st down. So he gets inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line before TJ Lee brings him down. That'll be a 1st down for the Lions. Knocking on the door now, 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Miller wide right, Gross slot right. That's the wide side of the field. 2 receivers left as well. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Back to pass. McAllister, fade, left side. It is in and out of the hands and out of bounds anyway. As just kind of ran out of real estate there in the back end. Again, great coverage on Bendy by Regas.
He really has had a nice game, and it's all about getting in position. Realized it was the fade, and get yourself underneath and try to disrupt any way you can, and Regas just jumps up and helps force that ball out of the hands of the receiver.
Especially a kid like Bendy, so athletic, and an 8-inch advantage in height. Inside give, down to the 5, moving the pile down to the 4. As Wilson gets about half the yardage they need. It'll be 3rd and goal now from the 4 for the Lions.
3rd and goal.
Trying to punch it and get their first score of the contest here, Thomas. They know they cannot make a mistake here. Everybody's got to be in sync. No flags. Try to punch it in.
4 minutes remaining here in the first half. And Jano McCullough hustles 20 yards downfield to call a timeout, and they will award it. 3:57 left to go in a scoreless first half, but the Lions are knocking on the door. They've got 3rd and goal from the 4 when we come back to Earl Campbell Field here in Tyler, Texas. Back after these messages on the Road Boss Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, Gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Third down and goal from the 4, and another timeout is called by the Wildcats. That'll be their second timeout here of the first half. So still 3:57 left to go. before halftime. 3rd and goal for the Lions. And boy, it's tough going right now for either of these two teams. You think, boy, we're just 8 yards away, just 4 yards away. Trying to close that gap seems like trying to move an ocean.
Yeah, it does. Again, both defenses getting after it, Thomas. Seen great rotation, physical play. See what the Lions can do here with just 3 yards. They trust those big guys up front and get McAllister across the plane.
3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line. 2 tight ends, offset I formation. 1 receiver left. Handoff up the middle. Hit, stood up, needed 4, got 2. It'll be 4th and goal as the clock ticks down inside of 3:45 remaining here in our scoreless first half.
The Plano defense is not going to let the Lions in easy by any stretch of the imagination. Again, those guys up front, Wall, Welch, Tecklenburg, Palacia, you're getting some help from those linebackers. They slam the door shut. Impressive play by this Wildcat D.
I thought that they may go for it, but looks like the field goal unit is out there. Let's see what we got here. Spotted down. Kick is up and it's blocked. The Wildcats block it. The ball is loose. It's picked up at the 20. And the man who blocked it, Cody Farhat, finally ends up with it and matriculates it out to the 28-yard line. Wildcats defense pulls up right at the goal line, and the special teams block unit comes through with a huge tie-saving play right at the end of the first half.
It's just been hustle for special teams, for the Wildcat defense. They've just been finding a way to make plays when it matters most, and it really did there. Big moral victory for the Lions. They going after the touchdown. They're going after the 3. They can't even get that because of the great play by Cody Farhat.
1st down and 10, Wildcats on their own 28-yard line. Quick handoff, and not a lot of running room there for Lopaka Yarrow, the 5'2", 145-pound junior. Now a penalty flag comes flying in well after the play. But Quinn Waterbury able to get the quick handoff to Yarrow. He was brought down back at the line of scrimmage, but hold the phone. We got laundry to sort out before we can resume play. Personal foul on the Wildcats. I wonder if that's a post-possession foul or in the act.
Either way, Thomas, it just seems on every drive here in this first half, Plano gets the football, and it's a penalty right out of the gate, or it's a big loss. Got to find a way to get things together here.
Coach McCall is not going to be pleased about that whatsoever. Sticks show 1st down and 25. Handoff right side. Yarrow trying to turn the corner. Gets a couple of yards to the 15 before he is brought down. And the chain gang showing 2nd and 23. So we have 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Still scoreless between the Wildcats and the Lions.
And here, just got to see what you can do with the 2.5 minutes left. You're not going to throw the big bomb. That's not the Wildcat style. You're going to keep things on the ground.
Waterbury under center, 3 tight ends, I formation. Really packed in there on the right hash. Hard count, saw some movement, no flags. Toss sweep, trying to get the corner. And about 4 yards or so as Stevens gets around the right edge.
Now 3rd down for the Wildcats.
And it'll be 3rd down. And looks like 18 to go for Plano as it goes inside of 2 minutes remaining here in the half. Here's a handoff right side, and there's nowhere for Stevens to go. He is slung down by a host
of Lion defenders.
It's now 4th down for the Wildcats.
And it's going to bring up 4th down. Clock inside of 75 seconds remaining here in the first half.
For John Tyler, Duntavian Gross.
And JT with 2 timeouts, but so far not choosing to use one. We may be headed into the half
Brogan in punt formation for the Wildcats.
scoreless. So we go inside of 60 seconds remaining now here in the second quarter. Brogan standing at his own 2-yard line. Good pass back to him. Not much of a rush. He gets away a high end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for and made at the 46-yard line.
46-yard line. The Lions will begin there
As Dontavian Gross with a sure-handed catch in special teams. After a 37-yard punt, nothing on the return, the Lions will take over at their own 46-yard line. They have 2 timeouts left. They have 40 seconds with which to work. 1st and 10 on their own 46. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Snap back. Firing a deep post, and nobody's home. Everybody had cut off their routes about 15 or 20 yards from where the ball finally landed. And McAllister's pass harmlessly falls to the turf. 33 seconds now remaining here before we get to the Rodenbos Flooring America and Appliances halftime show. Have a conversation with Jadon McCullough before he goes into the break. Coming up at halftime, we'll also have stats courtesy of the Dr. Alex Sterling. We'll have a check of the scoreboard, all that and more when we get to the half in 33 seconds. Snap back, inside give, running through a couple of tackles, still on his feet, out across the 45 and down to the Wildcat 40. It's a 14-yard run. Wilson finally brought down by the combination of Farhat and Lee. The safeties are there. And it's a fresh set of downs at the Wildcat 40. 25 seconds and counting remaining. Back to pass. Heavy rush coming in. Flushed out. He's going to be hit and sacked back in the midfield stripe. Great pressure by the Wildcats. Welch was in there. Tecklenburg was there. But the first guy was Nima Bibahani coming on a linebacker blitz. It's a loss of 10. Clock down to 5, continuing to roll, and I don't think that they're going to make a stop. And that will do it for the first half of play. We thought we'd see some fireworks, but it's all come in special teams. Couple of turnovers forced, but defense has been the name of the game here tonight as the Wildcats and the Lions so far have pitched to shutouts. Let's go down to the field. Ryan Mueller's got Jadon McCullough.
Thanks, Thomas. Here with Coach McCullough. Coach, I know it was a rough first half, but let's talk about the defense. John Tyler's got a lot of weapons offensively, great skill position players, but you guys really have gotten after a lot of hustle from your defense tonight.
Yeah, they've done a great job. We got to do a lot better on offense, so we'll see if we can make some adjustments at halftime and do a little bit better job. But we haven't done very well up to this point. You got to give them credit, but we've got to make some adjustments at halftime.
I was telling Thomas that, it seems like when you guys, start your offense, it's been a little bit of
the other thing too that the positive plays that we've had a flag thrown. The 2 plays that we had something positive, some momentum going, all of a sudden there goes that flag.
Coach, we'll let you get to the team. Thanks so much. Thomas?
That's Ryan Mueller downstairs with Jadon McCullough. As Ryan was about to ask a question about the penalties and so forth, Coach McCullough came flying right in. And I think the point is very astute. Every time they start to take a step forward, Doctor, they're taking 2 steps back.
They really are. Like Coach said, every time they start to get momentum with their big plays, Panhands with the 27-yard run that got called back, every time they get something going, a penalty drags them back.
But the defense, we knew it would be this team was built upon. It's what the Wildcat tradition is built upon. And so far, when they've had to come up with plays, stops near the goal line, a block on the field goal try, a forced fumble when they were deep in Wildcat territory. I mean, so far you can't really say anything negative about what the defense is doing because they're playing their hearts out.
Absolutely. I especially like how the secondary is playing against the taller receivers for John Tyler, especially outside with Bundy. They're doing a great job with the shorter corners that are giving up 10 inches on the guy and still making great plays.
All right, and we'll let you get your abacus out and try to figure out how many punts we've had. The over-under unofficially is 12 in the first half. It feels like that the two teams' defenses really have set the tone here tonight. They always say at the beginning of the year the defense is strongest. The offense takes a little time to come along, and so far here in our opener, that's exactly what we have in front of us. We are scoreless at the half. Coming up, we will have stats with the doctor. We will have highlights with Ryan Mueller. And when we come back here to Earl Campbell Field here in Tyler, Texas, we'll have a look at the scoreboard, check and see what's going on in other action around North Texas. All that and more, we continue in a moment. Once again, your score, Plano nothing, John Tyler nothing. We are at the half. The Roden Boss Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football continues in a moment on AM 1160 KVCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth Business Authority.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Boss Academy Radio wants to give back to its listeners. For the first time in 10 years, Tony Robbins is coming back to Dallas to help you unleash the power within.
Are you going to give up or move forward? Are you going to blame somebody or are you going to change something? Whatever you do is going to shape your destiny.
Turn fear into power and transform everything from finances to your relationships to your health. This isn't hyper motivation, but a life-changing event hosted by a man who has helped transform and influence the lives of more than 8 million people worldwide. When registering to attend this powerful, life-changing 4-day seminar, get your special Boss Academy discount. All you have to do is dial 858-535-6220 and tell them Boss Academy sent you. Unleash the power within, where the impossible becomes possible with Tony Robbins Live, October 23rd through the 26th at the K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center, 650 South Griffin Street in Dallas. Visit kvceradio.com or call today and mention Boss Academy, 858-535-6220. That's 858-535-6220.
And welcome back here to Tyler Rose Stadium. Of course, Earl Campbell Field used to scamper up and down and blow through tackles on this gridiron before he made his way down to Austin and eventually on to the NFL. Hall of Famer, of course. Born and raised right here in Tyler, and kind of exciting for myself and my broadcast partners to be able to be here where greatness began. And that's what's so great about high school football. The fantastic different twists and turns that the stories we get to tell, whether it's an unbelievable 3 consecutive onside kick recoveries in a playoff game to take a lead only to be erased by a kickoff return for a touchdown. Folks, that was John Tyler. This John Tyler team against Plano East almost 20 years ago. November will mark 20 years since that happened. And of course, John Tyler went on to win the state championship that year, just like the Wildcats did as well. I have always said and maintained that in 1994, there was an opportunity. If that game, if the final 20 seconds or whatever don't happen, and the Panthers are able to hold on and beat John Tyler, that Plano and Plano East, the only 2 schools at that time in the Plano ISD, would have been state champions. Plano Class 5A Division I, and Plano East, the 5A D2 champs. But, of course, John Tyler had the improbable comeback after the completely inconceivable number of onside kick recoveries to bring the Panthers back into it. And, unfortunately, it was not to be. A lot of fun and something that anybody like myself who was there at Texas Stadium that night, we love talking about even to this day. Speaking of what we like to talk about, let's talk about what's going on around the Metroplex, shall we? It's your first check of the flat shell scoreboard, and we're going to start off with games near and dear to the hearts of those of us in Plano and in the new district, 6-6A. We'll start off with what's going on with the Panthers and the Wolves, both of them in action tonight as well. Ball games you can hear on Sports Sounds Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. And right now, it's the second quarter. Lake Highlands with an 11-7 lead. Reese Morrison had a 31-yard field goal for the Lake Highlands Wildcats and former Plano stalwart coach Scott Smith. Jaquan Douglas answers back for Jadon McCullough's younger brother, Joey McCullough, the new head coach of the Panthers. 8-yard touchdown run for Douglas, and Jamaris Preston, 48-yard pass from Brock Jones. The early stages of the second quarter have brought the Wildcats back on top of the Panthers. So your score here, late first half, 11-7, Lake Highlands on top of Plano East. And the Panthers outgaining Lake Highlands almost 2-1. But just haven't been able to cash in on a couple of opportunities. Miklo Smalls, 3 of 7 passing for 44 yards. Miles Thompson, 1 of 4 for 3 yards. As that quarterback competition continues to go. The Wolves, meanwhile, they get to set up camp in the beautiful confines of John Clark Stadium tonight, hosting the Mesquite Skeeters. And it's been all Wolfpack all night, 21-7 your score as they are in the second quarter. Satonia Soso Jamabo doing his thing. 3 touchdown runs in the first 20 minutes of this ball game. From 11 yards out, from 16 yards out, from 3 yards out. Plano West outgaining Mesquite 211 yards to 119. Jamabo, 11 carries, 91 yards, and 3 touchdowns. As Robert Colmary is perfect, 2 of 2 for 79 yards. Gillespie catching both of those passes. Wolfpack Offense, we knew there wasn't going to be a problem there, and tonight they look great against a speedy and talented Mesquite Skeeter club. Meanwhile, talk about talent. Talk about an embarrassment of riches. It's a battle between two-time defending 5A champion Allen and two-time defending 4A champion Denton Geyer. But right now, it's the big boys pushing the Geyer Wildcats all around the field. 20-0 is your score. Allen, 335 yards in the first half. Unbelievable. The fact that they only have 20 points is kind of shocking. Kyler Murray, 9 of 16 passing, 162 yards, has thrown an interception, but he's got 2 rushing touchdowns on 3 carries. That's right, 3 carries, 91 yards. It included a 78-yard touchdown run just 20 seconds into the ball game. All Allen tonight over Geyer, 20-0. The new foes that'll be in the district this year come from the Louisville ISD. And Marcus right now hosting Mansfield. And Gary Stanford era not starting out the way they would want. Just 60 yards of offense for Marcus as they trail Mansfield 9-0. A 1-yard touchdown run by the Tigers in the first quarter and a 34-yard field goal in the second. The kick, PAT, no good. Field goal was good. 9-0 your score. Mansfield on top of Marcus. Marauders with an interception. Tigers have turned it over on a fumble, though, but Marcus is having a tough go of it right now. The first game for Gary Stanford. And a barn burner going on right now. Boy, this one is special at Buddy Eccles Field tonight. Thought it was going to be a showdown of old, familiar friends, dear friends, and Joe McBride and Brian Brazel, but Joe McBride left Coppell, headed to Dripping Springs. Mike DeWitt gets the job to continue the continuity at Coppell, and tonight the rivalry is renewed. Not in the same district anymore, but Coppell brings Hebron in. And so far, a game that nobody thought Hebron had a chance in. Right now, it is a back-and-forth, nip-and-tuck affair. 21-17, all the scoring coming in the first quarter as Coppell is on top of Hebron. Talk about fireworks. It's everything we haven't had here tonight in our scoreless ball game. 68-yard touchdown run by Charles West for Coppell. Isaiah Gary had a 93-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Seconds later, Josh Fink goes back-to-back as he takes it to the house for Coppell. 82 yards on the kickoff return. Unbelievable. Then Hebron able to get a safety. Skylar Bonneau follows it up with a 6-yard touchdown run before Angelo Garbutt, a 62-yard touchdown run for the Hebron Hawks. That's right. Fireworks going off. It's like the finale, left and right. Almost 400 yards of offense combined for the two teams in the first quarter alone. They play in the second quarter. Coppell 21, Hebron 17. Another game you can listen to on Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com, your home for that one. Let's hit some of the other scores around the Metroplex. Trinity showing those kids from Maryland how we do things here in Texas. Eastern Christian Academy trailing the Trinity Trojans 34-20. They play in the third quarter. Rockwall leading Denton Ryan 14-10. Terrell wounding Little Elm tonight 20-0. Duncanville on top of Arlington, leading the Colts by 4 late in first half. DeSoto doubling up Martin in a heavyweight showdown, 28-14 there. Another great ball game going on tonight is the Todd Dodge Bowl happening at Dragon Stadium. And the Westlake Chaparral showing the Dragons that the old coach still has a few tricks. 7-3, Westlake leading Carroll in the second quarter. Other scores to pass along to you. Ennis on top of Timberview 13-9. Grand Prairie leads Haltom 17-7. That's in the later stages of the first half as well. LD Bell 8 points better than Keller Central in the first half. 22-14 the score there. Jesuit in a shootout over Arlington Bowie, 35-28 right now, late first half.
Keller Timber Creek 1 point better than Nimitz, 14-13 to score there in the second quarter. Hatchie on top of Midlow, 21-7. That one also in the late stages of the first quarter. Skyline, 14-7 lead on South Grand Prairie first half. Rockwall Heath, 6-0 lead over Sulphur Springs in the second quarter. Flower Mound leads Trophy Club Byron Nelson, 14-7 as the Jaguars look to try to punch it in again before the first half expires. Right now, Jaguars with a 14-7 lead. Another game you can hear on Champion Sports Radio. And South Garland on top of Berkner, 13-3, late stages of the first half. Oh, one other 6A, scored a pass along. Mesquite Horn leading McKinney Boyd, 14-9, late first half. And that'll do it for your Flat Shell scoreboard check. Here at Earl Campbell Field, it's scoreless. Plano nothing. John Tyler nothing. We continue with the Road Boss Flooring American Appliance presentation of Plano Wildcat football after these messages on KVCE.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be three things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute, online at gdyo.org/jazz.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
The Texas Legends and Smith Thompson Home Security have announced the return and expansion of the Love Those Legends fan tour for the 2014-15 season. The tour, sponsored by Smith Thompson Home Security, will consist of 3 bus trips and 1 flight to the NBA Development League Showcase. Smith Thompson has now added a stop for a music and entertainment night as well. Legends fans will gear up for the season with a bus trip to Southside Ballroom in Dallas for the Need to Breathe concert on September 6th. Participants will be chosen from an Enter to Win promotion. For bus trips, 30 participants will be chosen per trip, while 6 lucky fans will win an all-expenses-paid trip to the showcase. The new music leg of the tour will host 15 winners who each get to bring a guest. Fans can register to win at texlegends.com or sign up during all 2014-2015 home games. These trips will provide a unique behind-the-scenes vantage point for fans. The winners of the concert experience will be chosen August 30th. For more information on the Love Those Legends fan tour, visit texlegends.com.
And welcome back here to Tyler, Texas. Ryan Mueller, Thomas Lee, Alex Sterling with you here from Earl Campbell Field. And our score between the Plano Wildcats and the John Tyler Lions, it is scoreless. Again, not a lot to show for on the scoreboard, but a lot of back and forth between these two teams. It's now time to check in with the doctor, Alex Durling, with our stats. Alex?
Thank you, Ryan, and you can see why Coach McCullough was so angry that the stats don't lie. A lot of work to be done here. For Plano, for team stats, 1 first down. 1 to start for the first half. Negative 13 yards rushing. 15 yards passing. 2 total yards. Enough to upset anyone. 2 fumbles for their 2 turnovers. 5 penalties for 40 yards. 10 minutes, 12 seconds time of possession for the Wildcats. For John Tyler, 5 first downs. 48 yards rushing, 58 passing. 106 yards of offense. They have 1 fumble for their lone turnover. 4 penalties for 20 yards. 13 minutes, 48 seconds time of possession for the Lions. Going individuals. For Plano, quarterback Brooks Panhans, 1 of 4 passing for 15 yards, had 5 carries for negative 19 rushing, but you figure the stats, these are sacks that go into this, so the negative yardage is more of the sacks, not necessarily the lack of a running game. The lone reception, Parker Myers, the 1 catch, 15 yards. Brandon Stevens, 4 carries for a yard. Byron Tate, 1 carry for 3 yards. For John Tyler, quarterback Giovanni McAllister, 8 of 12 passing for 58 yards. And he has also 10 carries for 3 yards rushing. So as bad as the rushing attack has been for the Wildcats, not as same kind of deal for the Lions. Not a lot going on the ground. Receiving, Nicholas Kane, the leading receiver, 5 catches for 35 yards. Rodney Bendy, 2 catches, 14 yards. Tailback Jeremy Wilson, 1 catch for 9 yards. And speaking of Wilson, he has 9 carries for 45 yards. So to sum it all up here, Thomas and Ryan, 7 punts, 1 blocked field goal, and 3 fumbles in a very slow first half.
Well, I talked about it, and Coach McCullough took the words right out of my mouth. It seemed like when Plano would something positive would happen, they'd start it off right off the bat, and they'd stub their toe.
Yeah, right away. Like we were talking about this on your way after you talked to Coach. Like the Panhams 27-yard run negated. Stevens had a run that's taken away. And just a bunch of penalties that they're just constantly bringing these guys back, and then you got to give credit to the defense at the end, having that fumble right after Panhams got hurt to hold tight and block the field goal to keep the game scoreless. A lot of resilience here for Plano.
Hey, that's a point of emphasis in the tunnel right now with Coach McCullough as he rallies the troops here for the second half. Well, not a lot of fireworks to show for in the first half. Again, it was scoreless ball, but we do have some highlights as these teams do battle in the very first game of the season. Let's take a look at your first half highlights. Brought to you by Thomas Lee. John Tyler wins the toss. They elected to receive, so they get the ball first. Their first drive of the contest, they start out on their own 30-yard line. 6 plays, they do garner a first down. 9 yards, move the ball, but that Plano Wildcat defense starting out where they left off, playing well, sound, disciplined football, and they force a punt. So Plano gets the ball their first offensive series, their own 22-yard line, a 3-and-out. See, this is going to be big defensive effort from both sides here, so we're scoreless. Second series now for John Tyler, their own 28-yard line. 4 plays, they lose a yard. That quarterback, McAllister, is a star, but he's unable to get things started early. A punt forced by the Wildcat D. So Brooks Panhans gets the ball, and they get good field position. The Wildcats, they start out on the 27-yard line inside Lion territory and can't do much with it. They lose 24 yards. It all goes back to the Wildcats stubbing their toe just when something good happens. Only had the ball for 1 minute 42 seconds, a 3-and-out as they're forced to punt. So John Tyler now, their turn to try to punch it in. They have the worst starting field position of the half to this point, their own 13-yard line, and Wildcat D stiffens up yet again. They force a 3-and-out. The Lions only move the ball 8 yards, and when they set up to punt the ball away, they give it right back to Plano, but a little bit of a miscue for the Wildcat special teams.
JT lined up in punt formation. Good snap back and almost blocked. Good effort by Maurice Duran. As the ball is loose, though, fumbled on the return, and the Lions have recovered.
just into Plano territory at the 47-yard line. Dejon Howard came up and tried to field it and couldn't get the handle, and the Lions will have a 1st and 10 on the Plano side of the field with 2:08 left to go in the scoreless first quarter.
Yeah, as you hear Thomas there say, Dejon Howard was the one that had coughed up the football. Well, the Lions get the ball right back, and Plano's defense looking for a hero to step up and try to force a turnover. Would they do it? Let's find out. Own 47-yard lines where the Lions have the ball. 5 plays, 22 yards. It was the 5th play. Here comes Howard to redeem himself.
3rd down and 16. Back to pass, setting up a little flare right side. It is caught. Good cutback by Wilson. He's hit. The ball comes loose. It's picked up by the Wildcats. Dejon Howard going the other way. And the Wildcats have it now 1st and 10 on their own 47. What a play and what a hit as the Wildcat D forces their first turnover of the season.
Thomas so excited. We don't have any scorers on the scoreboard right now. But a big play there by Dejon Howard, as I said, redeeming himself after the fumble there on the punt return. So Wildcats have it, again, midfield, 6 plays, 5 yards. They're forced to punt. Goes right back to John Tyler. Worst starting field position of the half, their own 12-yard line. 6 plays. They move the ball 19 yards, but then it sputters out as Sam Tecklenburg with a couple of big plays and force a punt on that possession. Wildcats get it, their own 25-yard line, and a fumble by the quarterback, Quinn Waterbury. And what can you say? This is in such a back-and-forth affair between these two teams. John Tyler trying to take it this time. 6th possession as they start out on the Wildcat 19-yard line. So great field position, 4 plays, and 19 yards. They get it within 3 yards out, and just 1 yard to go to get the touchdown, and they bring out the field goal unit.
Looks like the field goal unit is out there. Let's see what we got here. Spotted down. Kick is up, and it's blocked. The Wildcats block it. The ball is loose. It's picked up at the 20. And the man who blocked it, Cody Farhat, finally ends up with it and matriculates it out to the 28-yard line. Wildcats defense bowls up right at the goal line, and the special teams block unit comes through with a huge tie-saving play right at the end of the first half.
Yeah, the Wildcats would get it on their own 28 after that blocked field goal. Couldn't muster up any offense, give the ball back to JT, and run 2 plays, and we go into the half. So that's the way it stands. Let's look at your first half highlights, Thomas. A scoreless ball game between the Lions and Wildcats.
Well, that'll do it for the halftime show. Step aside for a break, come back, have the second half kickoff. You're listening to the Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football on AM 1160 KBCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth Business Authority.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, Gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
We are underway in the second half. There's the kickoff all the way back into the end zone, being brought out there to the 10, to the 15, makes a man miss to the 20, 25, trying to turn the corner, and finally is hit and dropped at the 25-yard line. Almost had some fireworks here to start out the second half. Wildcats will have it first and 10 on their own 25 as you're listening to the Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football here on AM 1160 KVCE, Highland Park, Dallas, Fort Worth's Business Authority, on Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com, and on Champion Sports Radio. So here are the Wildcats. Scoreless ball game. First play from scrimmage in the second half is an inside give, 3, maybe 4 yards, as Tate gets the handoff. That's Byron Tate. We've seen a lot of action today alongside Brandon Stevens, both junior running backs. Brooke Panhan's the quarterback, injured in the first half. Quinn Waterbury, the junior, out there now. And the receivers, you see Parker Myers and Matt Kirchner, both seniors. Will give you the offensive line after the second down and 7 play. I formation. Waterbury, play fake, rolling out to the left side, trying to turn the corner, is going to be hit and dropped for a loss of 5, maybe even 6 on the play. And that's tremendous closing speed there by Jasavia Reese, bringing him down back at the 23-yard line. Offensive line from left to right, Kadarius Smith, the left tackle, a junior. Bo Hunt, the senior guard on the left side. Ben White, senior center. Right guard is Caleb Yella, senior, and the right tackle, Isaiah Williams, a junior. Also on the end of the line is Sam Tecklenburg, the standout senior. Third down and 12 for the Wildcats from the left hash. One receiver left. 2 tight ends right. I formation for Waterbury under center. Back to pass, play action, keeps it, no, not pass, run. He runs up, darts across the 25 and out to the 30-yard line. Big up close to 6 on the play before he's brought down by Shundrick Williams, the weak side sophomore linebacker. It'll bring up 4th and 5 and punting time for Plano.
And it all goes back to that great play by Jasavia Reese. He just rattled Quinn Waterbury. Waterbury had nowhere to throw the football, not a receiver in sight, so this is a matter of chasing him down. A good speed shown by the 6'5", 230-pound senior. That was the game changer of that drive, if you will.
Brogan back deep in punt formation, standing at his own 16-yard line. Lions look like they're going to come after this one. Mostly back off, and Brogan gets a high spinner away. Caught, fair catch, made just shy of the 40. Cody Farhat down there first on the coverage, but Gross makes the catch right at about his own 40-yard line after a 31-yard punt. Great hang time by Brogan. No chance for a return for Duntavian Gross. And the Lions will take over 10 yards shy of midfield as we are scoreless, 9:40 remaining to go here in the third quarter. First down and 10. Pass over the middle. Catch is made. Yeah, he hung on to it just shy of the midfield stripe.
Pass is complete to Duntavian Gross. Stop made by T.J. Lee. First down, John Tyler.
And that will be a first down at the midfield stripe. I was waiting to see if the officials were going to give it to him or not. He got exactly 10 yards on the catch by Duntavian Gross. Inside give. Great penetration by Welch. And he forced a fumble. Did the Wildcats get on top of it? They did! Connor Welch comes up from the pile, and the defense does it again, forcing the third turnover of the night.
And Connor Welch is, we've talked about Aaron Regas, the corner, but as you mentioned, the linebacker, Connor Welch has made a name for himself in this contest. That ball stripped out, and Welch paying attention. There's about 3 different Wildcat Wildcats, on the play, and maybe this is what Plano needs to try to get the offense going.
Looks like we're going to take a timeout, as I don't think anybody was ready for the sudden change there. And the Wildcat offense will be coming out of the field. Step aside for a break. 9:22 left to go, third quarter. Wildcats with the ball back. They've got it 1st and 10 on their own 48 when we return with more Rodenbaugh's Flooring American Appliance presentation of Plano Wildcat football here on KBCE.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
First down and 10 now. Wildcats on their own 48. Waterbury, play fake, going to pass. Has LeMan, throws it. Oh no, it's up in the air. Gibson picks it off. There he goes down the sideline. The 30, the 20, the 10, 5. Touchdown Lions. Oh man, the first score of the ball game courtesy of these two talented defenses. Free safety Bryson Gibson with the INT and the pick 6. And the Lions are on the board. Extra point, snap is down, kick is up, it is good. New score here from Earl Campbell Field. John Tyler 7, Plano nothing. 9:09 left to go, third quarter. We'll be back to Tyler Rose Stadium after these messages. You're listening to the Rodenbaugh's Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football here on KBCE. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShopboxDFW.com today. ShopboxDFW.com.
Plano quarterback Quinn Waterbury's pass intercepted by Bryson Gibson, returned 50 yards for a touchdown. 9:09 to go here in the third quarter. John Tyler 7, Plano nothing. Scoring drive brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
Boy, things were just lining up so well for the Wildcats. They forced a turnover, couldn't get the personnel out, took a timeout. Okay, great, we got everybody set. And that's just how athletic this defensive backfield is for the Lions defense. It wasn't one of the seniors who were committed to go play D1 ball in Warren or Kane. No, it's Gibson, the free safety. The junior comes up with the pick 6 and our first points of the night.
Yeah, just underthrown, Thomas. I think Waterbury was looking for Brandon Stevens. It went underneath, and Gibson was Mr. Johnny on the spot.
Tecklenburg moves in motion on the right side. Two receivers right, I formation. Waterbury toss sweep right side. Stevens has some blocking, turns a corner. Say goodnight to this one. The 50, the 40, the 30. Brandon Stevens takes it to
to the house. 75 yards as the Wildcats roar back in this one.
Well, Doctor and I talked about it during the break. We're just sitting here waiting for Brandon Stevens to bust one loose, and he gets that much-needed seam. I don't know what Coach McCullough told his offense in the timeout right there, but they had opened up a huge hole, and Stevens just shot right through it, never looked back. That's what they needed. The Wildcats needed to throw an interception, a pick six, to really jumpstart the offense, and there's Stevens off to the races.
Great blocking there on the outside, the right side of the formation. Myers, Kirchner, Tecklenburg paving the way. Little hitch on the PAT attempt, and it's no good. The snap came back, and Brogan and Branch are looking at each other going, well, what happened there? Well, what happened was Wildcats still trail. It's John Tyler 7, Plano 6. 8:56 left to go, third quarter. You're listening to the Rodenbaugh's Flooring American Appliance presentation of Plano Wildcat football on KBCE.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Mm-hmm. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be three things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute online at gdyo.org/jazz.
After the interception for a touchdown, Plano answers right back. Brandon Stevens' 75-yard touchdown run. However, Plano misses the PAT. 8:56 to go here in the third quarter. John Tyler 7, Plano 6. Short drive brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
Kickoff down to the 10 and exploding through a cut is the very talented Mr. All-Purpose down there. Quaylen Brown with the return out to the 42-yard line. Shot the gap well and was able to make something out of it. Not a total disastrous result for the Wildcat kick coverage team, which has been spectacular thus far, but not necessarily where J.Del McKellar wants the Lions to start their drive, as they are on their own 42-yard line. First down and 10. They lead at 7-6. Loading up, pass, right side, caught. And a sliding catch is made as Tommy Dyer slides down right near the midfield stripe for an 8-yard gain. But hold the phone. We've got a penalty flag down in the field. It looks like this one's coming back. So procedure penalty, 5-yard variety, knocks him Lions back to their own 37-yard line. First down and 15 now coming up for JT. Two, maybe 3 yards gained on the play before Nick Kane is stood up. These linebackers for the Wildcats doing their thing after a 3-yard gain at 2nd and 12.
No, but still good job by the left side of that John Tyler offensive line. Enough time for McAllister to meet his read there.
Zone read play, give to the back, and maybe a yard, and that's it for Wilson. Swarming in a spectacular job at the point of attack defensively for the Wildcats. Tecklenburg is in there, and also Nima Bibahani, who's really being active from that middle backer position. He's
He's making the linebackers of years gone by proud with this play tonight.
Yeah, he really hit Bibahani and Colton Pusateri. He was in there as well. I mean, you got a collective effort. You got to love to see that. You know, if you're Clint Stewart, the defensive coordinator for Plano, guys that'll hustle and get after the ball. Really nothing underneath tonight for John Tyler because of that hustle.
Well, this is interesting. There obviously was a pre-snap penalty where I guess the last play didn't count. And now they're moving it and resetting the chains. I didn't see the explanation from our umpire or referee. And they're going to blow the whistle, and we're ready to go. 1st and 7 is what it says on the side. That makes no sense. There's a snap. Right side, crossing pattern, caught, and then gang tackled right at the midfield stripe. Great combination there by Cody Farhat along with Colton Pusateri as they bring down the pass catcher, Tommy Dyer. And it's going to set up what looks like now 3rd down and 3, maybe 3.5 necessary for the first. Quick snap, back to pass, rolling out to the right side, is hit and is able to lunge forward. Steps out of bounds, about a half-yard pass where he needed to get. Needed 3, got 4, and it's a Lions first down.
They just got the blocking he needed on the right side. Adrian Harris, 6'4", 265 pounds. They're really doing a good job of keeping Palacia at bay, and that allowed McAllister to kind of scamper out to his right side, beat the defenders.
Low snap on 1st down. Quick out left side off the fingertips of the intended receiver. As it was intended for Kane, he couldn't haul it in. TJ Lee right there, Johnny on the spot. If he would have made the catch, he would have limited to maybe a 2-yard gain. Instead, it's incomplete and 2nd and 10.
I think that McAllister saw TJ Lee swarming to the receiver, and that's why he kept it away from the defender closing in.
The official just spotted the ball 2 yards downfield. I mean, that's not even close. A few inches, I totally understand. 2 complete yards. Instead of the 47, he put it at the 45. He looks like he's clueless looking over to the sideline. No, the line of scrimmage is the 47, okay? Now it's the 46. So after an incomplete pass, it's 2nd and 9. I don't understand. I'm completely lost. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. 7:15 and counting remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Screen pass, tunnel screen, sniffed out very well. 5 Wildcats converged to make the tackle.
It's now 3rd down for the Lions.
Ibahani was there. He's had his nose in about every tackle tonight. Pusateri, TJ Lee, Cody Farhat all rallying over. Great job by Dejon Howard to hold off the blocker. 3rd down and 5 now after the gain of 4. Heavy rush, standing in the pocket. It's flushed out now to the right side. Great pursuit, a tackle, and the ball is thrown up and out and into the stands. He was outside the tackle box, but now we have a late penalty flag coming in after the play. But what a job closing on the outside by Brandon Wall to get there so that McAllister couldn't turn the corner. Wow, that was impressive.
Yeah, McAllister doesn't want to make a mistake here. He ran into trouble, looked to throw the ball deep. It was Nicholas Kane who tried to break free from a defender, and he did. But that's a really tough pass to throw if you're McAllister. So what does he do? He keeps it. I think that's the right move, but an even better play by Brandon Wall to come up from behind and wrap the quarterback up.
I think the officials are picking up the flag, and I think that's the right call. But what a great play by Wall to if he turns that corner, there was a lot of green turf ahead of him.
Wildcat defenders, Thomas, have just done an outstanding job. I mean, Giovanni McAllister had such a great season last year with his arms, with his feet, and they're keeping him in check. They're keeping him honest back there and not let him get off to that great start, get that explosive speed that he is so accustomed to.
Okay, they're calling over the captain for the Wildcat defense for a conversation. Intentional grounding is what the referee is signaling. Brandon Wall, the man who made the tackle, and I think he's going to get credit. They're going to, basically the old NFL term, he was in the grass at that point, is the call of the officials. The ball landed past the line of scrimmage by maybe a yard and all the way across the track into the stands. So I think this takes off the table. Rickland Holmes probably gut feeling of saying, hey, maybe we should go for it 4th and 5 and the Wildcat into the field. Now they're pushed back. It should be loss of down. It says 3rd down on the side. It should be 4th down and 20 for the Lions once the officials get things sorted out, and they're just starting the season too. And here comes Jadon McCullough, and he's not going to take it anymore. He's out across the numbers. And the line judge is going to come from the Lions side all the way over to the Wildcats side to have a conversation with Jadon. So there's the flag. Personal foul. Wait, what? A personal foul on Plano? When?
I wonder if it...
It should be 4th and 20. Nothing has happened since the intentional grounding got to be called.
Yeah,
I'm speechless, folks.
I'm clueless.
That's not even 15 yards from anywhere, by the way. That just marked off a 12-yard penalty.
At some point, we're going to play football again.
A dead ball foul, a 12-yard infraction for something. And it's how is it 3rd down? I can't even come up with a possible sequence of infractions that would result in this being 3rd down.
Here comes
if they
Coach
call,
McCullough.
This game, I guarantee you, I know these two coaches well enough. This game will not continue if they feel like that they're being slighted and wronged in this whole process. And they're
being flagged again.
It's a personal foul penalty where they marked off 12 yards instead of 15, and it's an automatic 1st down. So the Lions have it 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 45 instead of 4th and 20 on their own 43. Back to pass, McAllister. Pumps, throws, catch is made, 14-yard gain. Great job by Dejon Howard to make the stop. But great hands being shown by Gross there. As Dontavian Gross hauls it in, it's a 1st down for the Lions after a 14-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 31. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Wilson moves over to the left side of McAllister. Shotgun snap is back on 1st and 10. Pump fake, looking left. Gets away from trouble. Turns the corner and is hit and submarines down. It's about a 1-yard gain to the 30. A nice job by Pusateri to force the quarterback down to his knees.
He was looking for that big throw once again. He had it on the previous play. That was one of the first times I've seen him have plenty of protection and the rhythm. Throws in stride, but didn't have it there.
Movement on the offensive line. Looks like the right side of the line offensively for the Lions moved early. It's a false start penalty. Should be 5 yards. We'll see what they mark off.
And sometimes you're going to see this with an offense like John Tyler's when they get up to the line quickly. They're trying to snap it, as quick as they can. You have those miscues with this style of offense.
2-by-2 spread formation from the right hash. 2nd down and 14. Play fake. Going for a deep man down the middle. Overthrows everybody by about 5 yards. No flags down on the play. Incompletion's going to bring up 3rd down and 14.
And just heavy pressure once again. That time it was big old defensive end. Tucker Palacia. It's right in the eyes of McAllister. He just couldn't throw the football. I'm surprised he released that as far as he did, but we just credit the great pursuit by the junior defensive end.
Cody Farhad closest to make a play on the ball, but because the pocket was collapsing, McAllister had to get rid of it. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Near the right hash, 3rd down and 14. McAllister pumps, unloads deep down the left side, jump ball, great body positioning, almost held on by one hand. But the Lions receiver could not maintain the catch. Kane almost had a circus tip to himself. But once again, up for the challenge on the outside was Aaron Regas. Perfect inside position, like he was boxing out for a rebound to force the incompletion.
Now, he has had that assignment all night, and it's tough to cover a guy like Nicholas Kane who has so much speed, and then, as you mentioned, could really get up there. He's got a little bit of a height advantage, but Regas just stays with him.
Movement on the offensive line. It was 4th and 14. And this one looks like it's going to be 4th and 19 now, as a procedure penalty is called against JT. I thought for a second, down at the line of scrimmage, the 35 in Plano territory, 14 yards is 14 yards, but with the playmakers they have, I was about to say better watch for the fake. Now, you need 19 yards? You might want to go ahead and punt them to a team that really has one play on offense tonight, the great touchdown run of 75 yards. Good snap back, heavy rush. End over end kick, bounces inside the 5, down inside the 1, and they can't get it. Goes into the end zone. It's a touchback, and with 5:15 left to go here in the third quarter, the Wildcats will get the ball back. JT 7, Plano 6.
I mentioned in the first half, most interested in seeing how this Wildcat offensive line would perform against one of the tougher defensive lines in East Texas. And that previous possession where Brandon Stevens took it 70-plus, that was a great hole opened up on that right side. See if they can do it again.
Myers wide right, Kirchner wide left. Inside fullback trap, and good tough inside running by Byron Tate, the junior. Takes it for a gain of 4 to the 29-yard line. 2nd down and 6 now for the Wildcats.
A little bit of a push there, and Byron Tate trying to make something happen. 215 pounds. It's amazing to me, these defenses, how well they've played tonight. For John Tyler, they know that the emphasis for the Wildcats will be on the ground, so they've stiffened things up. Plano's got to establish that running game again here in the second half.
2 receivers left. Play clock down to 5 as Waterbury settles in under center. Toss sweep left side, looking for a block. Cut back. And Stevens across the 30 and down to the 32. Before he is brought down by weak side pursuit of the defensive end, Morgan Tillman. But here we go. This is the first time, I think, all night, Ryan, we have seen the Wildcats stay on schedule. They've got a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, it gets yourself in a manageable situation where you've got, 3 yards to go. And that's the bread and butter for the Wildcats. They have such a big offensive line. Get yourself within striking distance and then punch it through.
3 receivers set, 2 to the right. That's the wide side of the field. Kirchner all alone wide left. I formation. Waterbury under center on 3rd and 3 from their own 32. Toss sweep back. Now they're going to come reverse the opposite way. Spin move by Myers, and he can't quite elude the great sure-handed tackling of Bryson Gibson, the man with the lone touchdown tonight for the Lions, with a huge tackle there. Or else I think Myers gets around the edge and maybe still running.
I like the play call, though. I like kind of mix and match in the backfield. The way that the Wildcats have been running tonight, it's all been kind of in between the tackles. Let's pound it out. Let's run something different here, a different look, but the Lions equal to the task.
Penalty flag on the field, waiting for the official signal. Are they picking it up, or are they saying no? They're going to pick it up. No flag, no infraction. And the Wildcat punt unit will come on with 3:03 remaining here in the third quarter. Wildcats trailing by a point. John Tyler 7, Plano 6. Gross standing back at about his 36-yard line.
Brogan set to punt this thing away. 4th down and 6 for the Wildcats from their own 29. From the left hash. Snap is high. Great snag by Brogan. And a great high spinner. Fair catch called for and made at the 37-yard line by Gross, but that was unbelievable. That's some of the best hands we've seen, the way he was able to snag that thing out. Gets off a boomer 34-yarder with no return as well. Great all-around gold star effort there for Tyler Brogan.
Yeah, Tyler is 5'8", and he uses every bit of that frame to jump and pluck that ball out of the air. Wow, that could have been disastrous, but gets off a pretty good punt.
1st down and 10, Lions at their own 38-yard line. Pump fake. Goes left side, hitch is caught as he stopped well short in front of Regas. They not having any success going after him, so let's throw the hitch over on his side, and Bryson Smith, the sophomore, makes the catch and gets a 1st down for the Lions after a 12-yard gain. 1st and 10, John Tyler at the midfield stripe. Near the left hash, 3 receivers now right, 1 to the left. Back to pass, slant. Regas got his hand in there and I think poked the ball away. No, they're going to say it was a catch. 11-yard gain. As once again, they go to Bryson Smith. Regas in on the stop. 11-yard gain, 1st and 10, JT.
Now just some quick passes to try to get some receivers in space, paying dividends with two plays, 2 first downs.
Inside give on the trap, and Bibahani is able to track down Wilson before he does too much damage. About 3 yards gained on the play. Interesting how the Lions, not having any time with the ferocious pass rush of the Wildcats, have gone to this really quick releasing, quick hitting offense. Not a lot of time for McAllister to scamper around back there. He's getting rid of the ball on 3 steps. Throws up a jump ball down the left side. It is caught. As he runs underneath it. Did he stay in bounds? The officials are going to look at each other and talk about it. They're going to say the catch was made. He stepped out at the 4-yard line. 31 yards on the pitch and catch from McAllister as he puts it perfectly down the left side into the waiting arms of Bryson Smith. It's 1st and goal, JT.
We talked about it, Thomas. They're going to dink and dunk, but then they will go after the deep ball. That's a great example right there, taking a shot, and it pays dividends.
One of those bucket balls, as they like to say, just rainbowed up and over, no chance to be defensed. Inside fake on the give, bouncing it out. McAllister's hit at the 10, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. What a great open field tackle right there by Cody Farhad to drop it for a 6-yard loss, the sack of McAllister.
Farhad is so instrumental to this team. The way he plays, he's a leader out there. Big part of this defense for multiple seasons, and he shows his strength and his speed on that play by wrapping up the quarterback.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. 2nd and goal now from the 10. 90 seconds remaining, 3rd quarter. JT up by a point. Flush from the pocket, scampering around, has some pressure, steps up, turns the corner, throws, almost intercepted. That pass was thrown out of bounds, or else Bibahani would have had his first pick of the year. Smart play by the senior quarterback McAllister to get rid of it. It's now 3rd and goal from the 10.
That really was. He'd know where to go with the football. Ran into trouble. He had about 3 or 4 white jerseys in front of him, and all you can do is get rid of the football. But Bibahani's bringing it tonight, whether it's tackling the quarterback or it's trying to pick off a pass. He was very close to getting that football.
3rd and goal from the 10 for the Lions. Timeout. Looks like it's going to be taken by Plano Wildcats. Will take it as well. 1:19 left to go, 3rd quarter. You listen to the Rodenbaugh Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football. JT 7, Plano 6. Back for more 3rd quarter action after this timeout on KVCE.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Third down and goal for the Tyler Lions. 1:19 left to go, third quarter. They lead it 7-6. Wildcat defense needing a stop. Two receivers left. Two to the right. Snap is back. McAllister looking left. Steps, fires, throws the out pattern. It's too high. Over the head of the intended receiver. And there wasn't a lot of room there anyway for Nick Kane to come down with the catch. Some great coverage by Farhat there on the outside edge. And now decision time for Coach Holmes as Tyler want to go for a field goal. They've had one blocked already here tonight.
Well, McAllister was looking, as you said, for Nick Kane, but he realizes the impact Cody Farhat has had on this game, so he tries to keep it away from Farhat, who is trailing Nick Kane near the sideline, and overthrows it by just a step.
Kane with the hold. Luis Duran to try. 27-yard field goal. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. 68 seconds left to go, third quarter. John Tyler increases their lead now to 4 points. Lions 10, Wildcats 6. Rodenbaugh's Flooring America presentation of Plano Wildcat football continues in a moment on KVCE.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, Gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
27-yard field goal pushes John Tyler's lead up to 4. 4 first down, 7 plays, 62 yards, 1:47 off the clock. 1:08 to go here in the third quarter. John Tyler 10, Plano 6. Scoring drive brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
Lions have it teed up at the 40, ready to kick it off from left to right on your radio dial with 68 seconds left to go here in the third. Not as deep as, no, excuse me. Yep, plenty deep. Halfway through the end zone and bounces through. Fantastic leg being shown off here by the Tyler Lions. Luis Duran. Another touchback. Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line to start out, trailing by 4. With 1:08 left to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, nothing to panic about. As John Tyler was rolling, you hold him to a field goal, and just need to find that spark once again to march downfield and get another score.
Lake Highlands still leading Plano East 11-7. That game has gone to the fourth quarter. And Plano West all over Mesquite 35-7 at the half. First down before the play can get off. Whistles and flags, and this normally does not bode well for an offense. Illegal procedure is the call, and 1st and 10 just turned into 1st and 15 for Waterbury and Company.
It has been a frustrating night from that perspective. Just get the ball, get lined up, and then there's movement and a flag is thrown, and now you're pushed back 5 yards. This Plano offense, they get chunks of yardage
try to get themselves in a manageable situation. That's impossible here.
Kirchner wide right. Parker Myers slot right. That's the short side of the field, but not by much. Tecklenburg moves over to the right side as well. I formation, 1st and 15. There you go, toss sweep right. Stevens tries to get the corner, does, and scampers out of bounds after a gain of a couple. They'll give him 3 yards out to the 23. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
I say impossible. It's not impossible when you have Brandon Stevens on your team, and I know that he's a point of emphasis for Coach McCullough this year, just how well he ran last year. Almost 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns on the ground. The expectations are high, or he's getting some looks from some D1 programs, even though he's a junior. A lot to be said about the young man. But right now, Coach McCullough's offense has got to come through. They've got to find a way in between the tackles here.
High formation on 2nd and 12. Snap with 1 on the clock. Waterbury pumps like he's going to pass, runs up, and the pocket collapses on him. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Impressive job on the defensive line once again. Pierre Leonard, the junior, with the stop, and it'll be 3rd and 12 for Plano.
Yeah, Waterbury was looking deep, looking at Matt Kirchner, but well covered by Isaac Warren, the cornerback for John Tyler.
2 receivers left, I formation. Waterbury under center. 3rd and 12 near the right hash. Delayed draw. Stevens has it. 25 to the 30. Trying to bounce outside. Turns the corner and is hit and forced out. Maybe a yard shy of the 1st down. Oh my goodness, I thought for a second he was going to do it. Isaac Warren saves the 1st down, but not by much. They're about a yard shy of the 1st. Boy, Stevens is electric, isn't he?
He had one man to beat right in the middle. That was Shondrick Williams, the linebacker for John Tyler. 6'1", 210 pounds. That's the weight for Williams. Stevens at 192. Gets in there and says, hey, guess what? I'm lighter, I'm faster. He shows his quickness. Almost gets the 1st down.
Kirchner, the personal protector here. If they go for a fake, the ball probably winds up in his hands. Brogan back deep in punt formation. Wildcats have it packed in tight for the protect. Good snap back, no rush. High kick. Boy, a bomb. Takes a sideways bounce, goes out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Great height. And again, no chance for the Lions' return game to get involved here. 32 yards. And being able to get that thing up there and let it hang, that's special stuff right there. Well, that'll do it for the 3rd quarter of play. John Tyler will have the ball to start the 4th quarter when we come back, leading it by a score of 10-6. You're listening to Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football here on KVCE. Back to Tyler after these messages. Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org. Start the 4th quarter. Quick pass right side on 1st down. It's about a 5-yard gain. As the Lions are now moving from right to left on your radio dial. Pass hauled in by Tommy Dyer. Nima Bahani in on the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 5. JT 10, Plano 6 as we start the 4th. Here's a handoff. Sweeping around the left side. Still on his feet. What a nice nifty move there by Jeremy Wilson to earn the Lions a 1st down.
Good seal off there by Kendall Holmes, the left tackle. 6'4", 260 pounds, puts his weight into a defensive end.
Quick pass left side, Hitches caught at the 40, dragging tacklers down to the 36-yard line is Rodney Bendy. Regis was all over him, but the taller, stronger Bendy able to get 4 extra yards after the catch. Sets up 2nd down and 1. Inside give, trying to bounce to the outside. Nice change of direction by Wilson as he picks up 2 yards, and it'll be another 1st down for the Lions at the Wildcat 34.
Boy, Thomas, Plano's really going to have to dig deep here. Remember, their offense has only come up with, I think, 2 first downs all game. So defense has spent a lot of time on the field. Guys are winded. You really got to come up strong here and continue to fight.
4 down linemen for the Wildcats coming after him here on 1st down. Jump ball down the left side. It is caught. This time Regis got shielded off by Rodney Bendy. Catch is made down at the 5-yard line, 24 yards on the pitch and catch. 1st and goal for the Lions. Quickly the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. McAllister, shotgun snap, inside give, and fighting off a tackle into the end zone goes Jeremy Wilson, touchdown Lions. 5-yard touchdown run for Jeremy Wilson, the first offensive touchdown of the night for the Tyler Lions.
Yeah, it just seems to be John Tyler with so much more speed here as we get late into the contest, and really taking advantage of that. And McAllister, nice couple of tosses to finally get him in position, and then they go underneath, and the first 6, as you said, offensively.
Snap down, extra point is blocked. Wildcats have won that department tonight. Scooped up by Farhat, he couldn't keep his footing, and he falls down. But no PAT, and that means it's a 10-point game. John Tyler, 16, Plano 6, 10:48 left to go here in the 4th quarter. You listen to the Rodenboss Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football here on KBCE.
Rodenboss, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenboss offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenboss backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenboss, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
5-yard touchdown run by Jeremy Wilson extends the lead for John Tyler. 4 first downs, 6 plays, 64 yards, 1:12 off the clock. John Tyler missed the PAT. 10:48 to go in the game. Lions 16, Plano Wildcats 6. Scoring drive brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
Down by 10, 10:48 left to go. I mean, not rocket science. Wildcats need some points on this drive. High kick, bounces into the end zone and out, and the Wildcats take over 1st and 10 on their own 25.
Yeah, I think it's pretty simple. You know, stick to your offense, but minimize the mistakes. And if there's anything that Coach McCullough can take away from this game, win or lose, it's we've got to fix the miscues that keep happening and stubbing our toes here.
Kirchner wide left, Myers slot left. And it looks like we got a little Wildcat going here for the Wildcats, as Stevens is under center. There's a snap trying to get to the outside. Makes a few men miss, dives down about 3 yards gain to the 28-yard line. Kind of knifing his way through, trying to pick a hole, and with this speedy Lions defense, they were not fooled by that at all. Tackle on the play. Pierre Leonard also. Jasavia Reese in on the stop. But it is a 3-yard gain, and Wildcats on schedule here on first down.
They're just showing a little bit of a different look. I think that the direct snap to Stevens might get him off the ball quicker, and as you said, John Tyler was there.
Play fake, pass, slant, caught. And that's Tecklenburg out to the 35-yard line. And that'll be enough for a Wildcats first down completion by Quinn Waterbury to Sam Tecklenburg.
And we know this offense has been pretty one-dimensional, and it has not worked much. So Joey Stone, Coach McCullough thinking we got to get some other characters involved. And as physical as Sam Tecklenburg is, he can muscle his way out of getting jammed to get into space and make a catch, and he did.
Kirchner wide left. Stevens slot left. Movement on the line, not sure where it started. It's a false start on the Wildcats. So again, get that first down. Nice pass to Tecklenburg, and the first thing that happens is you got to go back 5 yards on a penalty.
Hey, if something happens, something good happens, and you get a little overexcited, hey, we're starting to get things, and somebody just flinches and pick up that penalty. These are things that you want, if they're going to happen, they got to happen early in the season because you don't want this to happen in district play.
Near the left hash, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. First down and 15, Wildcats on their own 30-yard line. Play action fake going to the right side. Myers with the catch. That's a great block on the outside by Stevens. Flag comes flying in the area. Myers forced out of bounds, shy of the 45, and they're not even marking it where he went out, so this one's coming back, and I guess Stevens, who was really proud of his efforts down there, kind of gave that arm look of like, come on, what did I do wrong on that one? The infraction on the block is going to bring this one back.
Stevens had a pretty good block that he laid. I mean, he had both arms extended on his defender and try to keep him at bay, and unfortunately gets called there for getting a little bit too much jersey.
His hands were inside, too. That's what you're always taught. If you get it inside the numbers, you're fine. But the officials thought that perhaps it's a fistful. First down and 25 now for the Wildcats on their own 20. Pump fake. Waterbury hit, dives forward, gets back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more than that. After he is slung down to the turf, and this defensive line is teeing off now right there. Jasavia Reese, the senior defensive end, with the tackle for no gain.
The 3 receivers deep down the field, but they're all well covered. You got to give credit to the Lions secondary for step with these talented Plano receivers, and just nowhere for Waterbury to deliver the football. He had to tuck it and run.
Kirchner wide left. Myers wide right. Shotgun set. 2 tight ends on the right side. Waterbury with some time. Pump fake. Goes out of the flat. Nice fingertip catch made by Brandon Stevens. He steps out just shy of the 30, and it's going to bring up third down and about 15 for the Wildcats.
Pretty good throw there. Drop back and split 2 defenders to get it into the hands of Brandon Stevens. As we said, we haven't seen Quinn Waterbury throw much tonight, but there's a sense of urgency right now being down by 10 points with over 8 minutes to go.
Timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 8:22 left to go in the fourth quarter. Lions 16, Plano 6. Plano Rodenball Flooring American Appliances presentation. Plano Wildcat football continues in a moment.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts.
Third down and 15 now for the Wildcats as they are quickly to the line. Play fake, rolling out. Sidesteps a defender, throws downfield, catch is made! Not quite a first down yet. Sidesteps a man, slung forward. I think he may have enough. What a job, what effort being shown there by the Wildcats as Waterbury is able to look downfield and find a streaking man. I mean, he had to come back so far for it, but Ryan McConnell is able to make the catch, and they get the yardage, the 15 that they needed for the Wildcat first down. The first down brought to you by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances. Wow, what a play. Wildcats have to move quickly. Inside of 8 minutes we go. They trail by 10. Play fake. Waterbury pass out. Left side, catch is made. Turns the corner to 50. 45 and finally forced out of bounds. As Kirchner able to get 11 down to the 44, and another Wildcat first down, brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
And this seems to be going in the Wildcats' favor right now. They had to change their game a little bit, something they're not as comfortable with. You know, they practice it, but like to keep things on the ground, but forced to go to the air here. And I like what I'm seeing from Quinn Waterbury. He's hooking up with his receivers, throwing them right in the numbers, too.
Kirchner wide left. McConnell wide right. Myers slot right. Shotgun set for Waterbury, and now I think the play clock expired. Penalty flag came out. Not sure if a timeout was called. Back-to-back passing first downs. Wildcats have a little momentum. And here comes the penalty flag once again. It is delay of game on the offense.
And you could tell the expression on Quinn Waterbury's face. He's frustrated with himself. Not getting the guys set, ready to go, snap the football.
Tecklenburg off the field. One receiver left is Kirchner, 2 to the right. Offset eye pistol, and Waterbury drops the ball momentarily. Now looks up, has a man wide open, the catch is made! The 35, Myers sidesteps a man to the 20, cuts back again, and down to the 16. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Waterbury picks it up, rolls to his right, sees Myers all alone downfield, gets it just over the head of the safety who came flying in to pick it off, and it's a 34-yard pitch and catch from Waterbury to Myers.
I see a little more confidence from Quinn Waterbury now that Plano's gone to the air, and a nice job, as you said. That bobbles around a little bit. He somehow picks it up, gets away from a defender, and then the perfect pass to Parker Myers.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Waterbury in a shotgun set. Tecklenburg on the right end of the line. Low snap, bobbled, tips it to himself, and then just takes it off and runs forward and gets 2 yards. There is no way that play should have been anything but a turnover, but Waterbury stayed with it and was able to make a couple yards out of what looked like he was just going to be in big trouble.
I think this is the point where you huddle everybody together and you say, guys, right now we got to eliminate the mistakes here because time's running out. Wildcats obviously need points. Get your head in the game. This has been kind of a different tone on this drive for Plano.
6:40 and counting left to go in the fourth quarter. Plano down by 10, Tyler 16, Plano 6. Play fake, 2nd down and 8, pass over the middle. It's caught in the end zone. Did he hang on? My goodness, what a catch! Kirchner showing the strength as Waterbury feathers it in there for the touchdown from 15 yards out. Kirchner took a huge hit, hangs on. The Wildcats are on the scoreboard yet again.
And much like Waterbury split 2 defenders to get it to Brandon Stevens, he splits 2 defenders there to get it to Matt Kirchner. Just throws a dart, hits Kirchner right in the 6 on his jersey, and Kirchner, as you said, stays on his feet, somehow gets in the end zone.
PAT try, bobbled the snap again, and it's no good. Thought that perhaps the Wildcats may try to go, well, no, that would have made it a 3-point game if they would have hit the PAT. I forgot about the one that JT had blocked earlier. So again, touchdown good, PAT try not so. John Tyler leads it 16-12 with 6:29 left to go here in the fourth quarter. You're listening to the Rodenbaugh's Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football here on KVCE. That's AM 1160 KVCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth's business authority.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, Gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
15-yard touchdown pass from Quinn Waterbury to Matt Kirchner narrows the gap for Plano. 5 first downs, 9 plays, 75 yards, 4:19 on the scoring drive. John Tyler 16, Plano 12.
Return from the 23, angling right. It's across the 30 and down to about the 31-yard line before the return man is tackled and brought down. Doctor, please continue.
Like I was saying, John Tyler 16, Plano 12. Plano missed the PAT again, so 6:22 here left to go in the game, and our scoring drive is brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
So Lions have it, first down and 10 on their own 30. Wildcat defense needs a stop. As Doctor told you, John Tyler 16, Plano 12. 6:22 left to go here in the fourth quarter. McAllister, snap back, steps and fires, wants the bomb down the right side, and nobody's home. But a late flag comes in. Looked like there was some pretty even pushing and shoving to me, but any contact is illegal, and I think that's what the officials called there.
Yeah, Dejon Howard step for step with the receiver. I think a little bit too much contact on his end, and it's frustrating because the ball ended up going sailing past the defender and receiver.
15 yards on the illegal contact pass interference call. So it's now 1st and 10 for the Lions on their own 45. 2-by-2 spread look. McAllister, quick hitch left side, catch is made, and immediately spun out of bounds by Ja'Cory Sanders, the sophomore, with the tackle. It's a gain of 8 on the play. Second down and 2 now from the left hash for the Lions. Quickly the line of scrimmage. Same 2-by-2 formation. Inside give and nowhere to go. Oh, no, play fake. He got me this time. As Giovanni McAllister with the pin and pull scampers around the left side, and it's a first down for the Lions down to the 36-yard line.
Seen it quite often tonight where they are passing the ball out into the flat and then they go underneath with the running back, but that time McAllister keeps it, and that pays dividends.
If he would have given it to him, Bibahani would have had him tackled for a loss. Quick out, caught by Kane. So after a 12-yard run by McAllister, the quarterback, he goes hitch left side. They pick up another 12 yards or so. Move the chains once again for the Lions as we go inside of 6 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter.
A well-conditioned football team, this John Tyler Lions offense.
Inside run, and nice sure-handed tackle there by Bibahani, bringing down Wilson. About a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
You could just tell. I mean, right now, the Lions a little bit faster, a little bit more firepower here as we are late in the fourth.
Safety's up close to the line. Out pattern, right side, catch is made. Shakes one tackle, cuts back into the 5, into the end zone, touchdown Lions. Nice quick out catch, and the juke moves as well. It's a 21-yard touchdown pass from McAllister. And the Lions are on the scoreboard again.
Now just really in great rhythm. McAllister in tune with his receivers, and they, of course, hurry up to the line of scrimmage, and it's snap after snap after snap. This is what Rickland Holmes has built here with this program, and he wants to see this happen more often here in 2014.
Dontavius Gross's touchdown. This time the extra point is up and good. Your new score, 23-12. John Tyler on top of Plano. 5:23 left to go in the fourth quarter. You're listening to the Rodenbos Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football on AM 1160 KVCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth's Business Authority. Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
John Tyler answers right back after the Plano touchdown. 21-yard touchdown pass from Giovanni McAllister to Dontavian Gross. 4 first downs, 5 plays, 70 yards on the scoring drive, 1:06 off the clock. John Tyler 23, Plano 12. Scoring drive brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
Kickoff back in through the back of the end zone, so that'll be a touchback. Wildcats will take over, trailing by 11. 23-12 is the score. John Tyler on top of the Wildcats. 5:23 left to go here in the fourth quarter. And seriously, this ball game that John Tyler has put together, very, very impressive stuff.
Yeah, it's stuck to their game plan, and I think it's all about the athleticism you're seeing from their offense. The defense has done a great job all game long, but to stick with it and really have the speed and quickness they've had here late in the game, it's paid off.
Shotgun set for Waterbury and company. 1st and 10 on their own 25. Low snap, roll the pocket right. Stevens with a block to clear some time. Makes a man miss. Waterbury then steps out at the 30-yard line. That's a nice job right there by Waterbury to kind of make something out of it. But can we go back to the block thrown by Brandon Stevens, or else Waterbury's trying to pick bits of field turf out of his mask?
You know, Brandon Stevens, the kind of competitor he is, he wants the ball every single play, but he also, when he has to lay a block, he's got to size up against somebody. He's not afraid to do it. And so, you know, and also give credit to the way Waterbury has added to the spark here late.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. After a 6-yard gain, it's 2nd down and 4. Waterbury in a shotgun set. Low snap, play action fake. Fires on the out pattern, and the ball came out so late that the defensive back tried to jump it and almost overran it. Warren had to reach back to deflect it and knock it down. It'll be 3rd down and 4 now for the Wildcats on their own 31.
He's quick. He really is quick. Too fast there, as you said, over pursued, but still got his hand in the passing lane to disrupt that one.
Two receivers left. Kirchner all alone wide right. That's the short side of the field. 3rd down and 4 for the Wildcats. Just became 3rd down and 3 as the officials moved it to the 32.
Line to gain is a 35. Shotgun set for Waterbury. Whistles blow. I don't see any flags flying. Play clock was at 17. Maybe the officials realized the ball was in the wrong spot. They move it back to the 31. And our referee says there was no foul. As you were.
Yeah.
Somehow the clock keeps rolling, though.
There's no flag on the field. Thought did go through my mind. Well, there's been so many flags tonight, maybe just feel like throwing it.
2 receivers left. 1 to the right. Tecklenburg tight end on the left side. Low snap, play fake. Waterbury on 3rd and 4 goes over to the left side, intended for Myers. Fantastic coverage on the play. I mean, step for step with him the entire way was Shadrick Williams, the weak side linebacker. And it's 4th down and 4 now for Plano with 4:37 left to go here in the fourth quarter, trailing by 11. I think it's go time for sure.
It is, absolutely. Plano has thrown those quick hitches and it had success here in the second half. But you can tell John Tyler's really tightening things up on the edges. As you said, blanket coverage right there.
4th down and 4 for the Wildcats on their own 31-yard line. Timeout taken by head coach Ricklin Holmes. He did not like the way that thing was set up at all and how his guys were aligned. And he did the smart play. That right there just could put an end to the ball game for JT if they're able to get a stop.
Yeah, I think his boys were lined up to receive the punt and realize that, hey, Plano's not messing around here. They've got to go for it. There's no other way. And maybe, Thomas, that because the Wildcats were forced into this position where they had to play a little bit more hurry up, they had to pass the ball around, that they've learned something about their team. Now, I know Quinn Waterbury is the backup quarterback he's in because Panhans has exited the game with injury. But still, this is the kind of situation where you dig a little bit deeper in your team. You get to figure a few more things out, so to speak, as they're in non-district play. I'd be pleased to get Coach McCullough's thoughts on that after the game.
He's got to figure it out quick, though. 2 non-district games before this murderous 6-6A schedule commences. We haven't even talked about what's coming up. The usual suspects, of course, the intra-city rivalries with Plano West and Plano East. UIL will always put the Allen Eagles with the 3 Behemoth Plano schools as well, but add into that McKinney Boyd and the Louisville ISD. Louisville, Flower Mound, Marcus, and Hebron, and that is the new district the Wildcats find themselves in the brand new classification 6A. 4th down and 4, ball in the middle of the field. Waterbury rolls the pocket, left steps and fires. Hitch is caught by Kirchner. He steps out. It's a 5-yard gain on the pitch and catch, and a nice job of, first of all, moving the pocket and providing an easier throw for the quarterback Waterbury. But a great job of hitting Kirchner for the first down, and he steps out to stop the clock.
Yeah, just past the stick was Kirchner, and he had Damian Miller shadowing him. So if you're going to throw that pass, you're going to have to hit him right in the number, and Waterbury did just that.
McConnell wide right, Myers slot right. And I knew it was only a matter of time. We now have our first marching band version of blurred lines going on here at the ball game. A lot of credit to the John Tyler band. I mean, they busted out 3 or 4 hits from this year already in the arrangements that they played. Of course, we're right above them here in the press box, so we've gotten to hear everything that's going on. But see what Jeremy Conrad and the Plano Senior High Marching Band they can come back with. Of course, they're more steeped in tradition than what's on KISS FM. So, you know what? Maybe they're playing Word Crimes by Weird Al. Maybe that's really what it is. 12th penalty on the Wildcats moves it back. 1st and 15 now. The ball is loose on the turf. Scooped up by John Tyler and run into the end zone for a touchdown. Unbelievable. All of a sudden, Bryson Gibson, who already has a pick 6 on the night, sees the ball poked out and in front of him. He scoops and scores. And it looked like the Lions have just put this one out of reach of the Wildcats with 3:57 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
It's been frustrating tonight for Quinn Waterbury with the transfer of the football. Center quarterback that just can't seem to get that down. One thing that'll really be worked on here between 0 week and week 1 for Coach McCullough's offense.
On to attempt the extra point. High snap, it's down. This one is up, and it is good. 3:57 left to go here in the fourth quarter. John Tyler 30, Plano 12. Rodenbaugh's Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football continues in a moment here on AM 1160 KVCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth Business Authority.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Bryson Gibson with his second defensive touchdown for John Tyler, this time by way of fumble. 3:57 to go here in the game. John Tyler 30, Plano 12. Scoring drive brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
Well, the John Tyler band plays happy. I think Lions fans are happy. Wildcat fans not so much tonight. As kickoff goes out of the back of the end zone for a touchback, but you're going up against a team stocked and loaded with talent. I mean, when I was talking with Coach Holmes earlier in the week, and I said, okay, Coach, you got any kids committed to play college ball? He's like, yeah, I got like a dozen. He started rattling them off. We were going down the roster. Yeah, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 5. I was just like, my goodness, there's a lot of talent in this Lions team. And we've seen it in flashes here tonight, but we've also seen the Wildcats do a lot of good things against a very good ball club.
Yeah, they have. You know, I think defensively for the first 3 quarters of this contest, all 11 guys played so well. They played their hearts out, I mean, from start to finish, and that's what you expect from a Coach McCullough coach team.
High formation, Waterbury under center. First and 10 on their own 25. Ball is loose on the ground. He's able to get on top of it. His knee was on the ground when he recovered. And so he is down at that point. And the loss of a yard on the play and be second down and 11. And poor junior Quinn Waterbury just thrust in after Brooks Panahans got rolled over on a sack. Not exactly sure what happened. We have not seen Brooks since, unfortunately, for the Wildcats. But Waterbury has had some really nice flashes here, particularly in the second half, as he gets more comfortable, but something he's not entirely comfortable with. I mean, this is a center quarterback combination that's probably never practiced together even a single snap. As the pitch goes out to the right side, and it's a 1-yard gain, nothing more for Lapoka Yarrow. But White was a guard up until the injury to Austin Pugh. So White slides over. Quinn Waterbury, who maybe practiced with one of the backup centers. This is probably a new experience for both sides, and one that will get better. Movement on the offensive line there, and another penalty against the Wildcats. And Doctor, I had a lot to keep track of tonight. How many penalties has been flagged and accepted against the Plano Wildcats tonight?
That would be 13 now.
It's tough to win ball games anywhere against anybody you can with those kinds of mistakes. Some of them are mental mistakes, and some of them are just effort and questionable calls by the officials and so forth. But this is not Plano Wildcat football from that standpoint. I formation. Here's a handoff.
Yarrow spun across the 20 down to about the 22-yard line, picked up a couple on 3rd down and 15. It'll be punting time for Plano as we approach 2 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's like we always talk about, the biggest change you see is always from the first week into the second week of the season, and I definitely think that there's going to be a lot of coaching over the next week to make sure that, things that are positive that happen stay positive instead of there's a false start here or personal foul penalty or what have you. That really just stifles a drive. Coach McCullough, this is a well-oiled machine. It was last year, and I think it very well could be this year as well. It's tough to lose your starting quarterback, that's for sure.
Brogan gets his foot into this one. It's another high kick. It's going to bounce and take a Plano roll across the 45 down to the 42-yard line. So good effort once again. And I know the focus this week, particularly for the punting unit and the coverage, and Tyler Brogan was probably told, get this thing up in the air and have it hang as long as possible. That one goes 36 yards. And again, no return available because of the height and the hang time.
Well, how important is it, too, the first half? We didn't have a score. Both teams trading the football, and it's all a matter of field position. And Tyler Brogan's having a whale of a game with a kicking team.
Inside give on 1st down. Slips through one tackle, and actually going to be brought down for a loss of 1 or 2 on the play is Wilson. Good run there by Wilson, but great pursuit by the defense of the Wildcats. We see some of the second-teamers in there, including Josh Walker, the senior, in on that stop for a loss of 2 on the play as we go inside of a minute. Left to play here, Earl Campbell Field, Tyler Rose Stadium here. Beautiful East Texas. Thought we were going to have to fire up the Frank Sinatra. Saw some lightning in the distance at one point, and luckily it stayed far away from us. Pin and pull, and the quarterback keeps it on this one. And McAllister scrambles up, gets 5, 6, maybe even 7 yards, all the way out to the 50-yard line. And the Lions do not have to run another play from scrimmage. Well, we'll talk about it in the post-game show, but a first half that the Wildcats can be proud of. Second half, things slip through their fingers a little bit. We will hear from head coach Jadon McCullough. We will look at the final stats. We'll have your play of the game. We'll look at some of the scores from around the area as well. But this one is in the books, folks. Your final score. Plano drops the opener to John Tyler, 30-12. The final score. We will be back to begin the post-game show after these messages. You're listening to Rodenbaugh Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football on AM 1160 KVCE. Back after these messages.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute, online at gdyo.org/jazz.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
Saturday means Irish football.
You got to respect each other.
Running hard. He's going in.
Long ball down the field. You got to compete as hard as you can.
Fighting down the sideline. Still working. Touchdown Notre Dame. Listen all season long on your home for Notre Dame football.
Right here on AM 1160.
Saturday, August 30th.
Notre Dame battles Rice. Everything gets started at 1:30 p.m. on your home for Notre Dame football. 1160 AM KVCE.
Tune in Thursday evenings 5 to 6 as KVCE's Believers in Business presents the Family Law Hour with attorneys Frank Skipper and Donna Smith, discussing divorce, child support, custody, mediation, adoption, and all other areas of family law. The Family Law Hour is the best way to stay informed when it comes to any matters having to do with family law. Both Frank and Donna focus their practices exclusively on family law.
That's Thursday evenings at 5 right here on KVCE AM 1160 and online at kvceradio.com. Brought to you by the David Wynn Law Firm and the law offices of Donna J. Smith.
We begin the Rodenbaugh Flooring America and Appliances post-game show. Thomas Lee here in the press box of Tyler Rose Stadium. Earl Campbell Field, the site tonight of the John Tyler Lions defeating the Plano Wildcats by a score of 30-12. We go down to the field. Ryan Mueller is with Wildcat head coach Jadon McCullough.
Thanks, Thomas. Well, Coach, look at this game. I know that the result wasn't what you wanted, but you know, first game of the season, your starting quarterback exits with injury. Your team's faced with a little adversity there. I thought they fought hard to the very end.
I mean, kids fought hard. We just, we struggled offensively all night. And you give the credit to John Tyler. Give the coaches did a great job for John Tyler. The players did. I thought our defense played well, and we did some good things. It just we couldn't get no momentum, and when we did get momentum, it seemed like flags went against us.
Well, it seemed like, you guys run the ball so effectively. Again, give John Tyler credit. They did well defensively, but kind of had to change things a little bit. And it's not easy for Quinn Waterbury coming in the fire like this. I thought he did a pretty good job, faced some adversity, and made some key plays there late in the game.
He did. He did a good job. But we've got to be a lot more consistent on the snap. We've got to be a lot more consistent from the center to quarterback exchange. We got, and like I said, it's on me. I've got to do a better job coaching.
Well, Coach, you get back to the Metroplex next week. They always say that the biggest change happens between the first and second week of the season. I know that, as you said, the point of emphasis next week will be, hey, let's shore up some of these mistakes and let's not stub our toe.
No doubt. We got to get better. And it starts tomorrow at film. And, hopefully you can tell we're very disappointed. We've worked very hard since last November. So it doesn't matter. We got to get better. And everything right here is just jibber jabber. We've got to go out and get, coach, and our players have got to respond, and they will.
Coach, appreciate the time. Thanks so much. Thomas, back upstairs.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you to Coach McCullough as well. I know after a disappointing ball game like that, you got it scoreless after the first half. Your defense made some tremendous plays, and then to have it kind of slip away there in the second half. A couple of defensive scores highlight what otherwise was really an airtight ball game. You take those 14 points away, 16-12 score right now, and That last Plano drive has a little more meaning, but the Plano offense was taken advantage of by the John Tyler defense, who is a scrappy, quick, fast group. They made some tremendous plays out there, including 2 defensive touchdowns for Bryson Gibson. And that leads the John Tyler Lions to a 30-12 win tonight over the Wildcats in the 2014 season opener. Plenty more to come as we continue with the Flat Shell post-game show. We'll have game stats with the Dr. Alex Sterling. Ryan Mueller will be back from the field and give you his play of the game. And we'll take a look at the final scoreboard and see who else was able to get a win on the first week of the regular season, week 1 of the brand new 6A classification. All that and more we continue in a moment. You're listening to the Rodenbaugh's Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football on AM 1160 KVCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth's Business Authority.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com. And welcome back here to Tyler Rose Stadium. 30-12 the final score. John Tyler with the win tonight over the Plano Wildcats. Lions improve to 1-0 on the season. Wildcats fall to 0-1. Before we hit final statistics, or before we hear play of the game and so forth, we need to get you caught up on what's going on elsewhere around North Texas in week 1 of the high school football season here in 2014. Lots of games to get to. We'll try to touch all the important contests here before we go, but let me tell you, folks, there have been some great ball games and some surprising outcomes as well. Let's start off in district, in fact, in the city of Plano, where the Plano East Panthers were on the road at the Boneyard to take on the Lake Highlands Wildcats. But tonight they befell the same fate as their crosstown brethren in the Wildcats. 18-13 the final, as former Wildcat coaching great Scott Smith leads his team over Plano East by 5 points. In the second half, actually it all came down to the fourth quarter. Lake Highlands jumped out 18-7 with 3:40 left on a Tyler Hughes 8-yard touchdown run. Omotoso with a 52-yard pass from Smalls brought Plano East right back into it 45 seconds later. But the Panthers could not get their hands on the ball, and a 2-point try failed. 18-13 the final. Panthers actually outgained the Wildcats 353 yards to 267. Had 2 fumbles, did not lose either of them. In fact, this game did not have a turnover. And we'll just have to see what Joey McCullough is going to do. Like his brother, they're both going to be trying to mend the fences and get back ready for next week's action. Final score 18-13, Lake Highlands with the win over Plano East. Meanwhile, could the Wolfpack keep Plano ISD from getting shut out here in week 1? The answer, a resounding yes, as they jump out and all over the Mesquite Skeeters. 44-7 is the score right now. As the game is still going on, it's in the second half. Making a strong effort for player of the week is Soso Jamabo. 14 carries, 120 yards, 4 touchdowns on the night. As Plano West has racked up nearly 400 yards of offense to Mesquite's 216. This game's still going on, though, in the second half. West on top, and no problem with Mesquite tonight, 44-7. Elsewhere in 6-6A, the Allen Eagles with a statement game as they lead late in the fourth quarter right now, 48-34. Give Geyer credit. They were down for the count earlier in this one, and the Eagles had jumped out to a 27-0 lead. Geyer, though, roaring back. They've got it within 2 possessions. And Geyer has the ball back. So this game going on in the fourth quarter. It's not over yet, folks, but Allen looking good, up 2 scores in the fourth. That's the battle of 2-time defending state champion Allen against 2-time defending state champion Denton Geyer. Meanwhile, Mansfield, they are just rocking and rolling at Marauder Stadium. It's in the last few minutes of this one, and Mansfield is up 29-16 over the Marcus Marauders. Marcus has started to come back. They've got 318 total yards to Mansfield's 344. But an interception and a fumble proving disastrous here, not to mention Mansfield with a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown and a 90-yard touchdown run as well. Tigers roaring up at Marauder Stadium. Once again, it's now gone final. 29-16 Mansfield with the win over the Marcus Marauders. Elsewhere in 6-6A, never would have thought that Coppell and Hebron was going to turn into a shootout. That's exactly what happened tonight. 801 yards of offense combined for the two teams as Coppell wins it at home 52-30. Unbelievable effort tonight. So much going on in this district, and those two teams that have been really done a tremendous job going up against each other in district play for a number of years, starting off the year in non-district competition. Skylar Bonneau for the Coppell Cowboys, 8-12 passing, 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. Charles West, 8 carries, 135 yards and a touchdown. For Hebron, almost all of it coming on the ground, as Angelo Garbett with 220 yards on 30 carries, 2 touchdowns as well. Christian Dawson has a touchdown on the ground to boot. But Coppell, too much firepower tonight over Hebron, 52-30. Elsewhere in 6-6A, Flower Mound trailing in the fourth quarter to Byron Nelson. And this game is coming down to the final minutes as well. Byron Nelson has put up 486 yards of offense, including 330 yards on the ground on Dane Johnson's club. But Byron Nelson, 3 turnovers forced by the Jaguar defense. The Flower Mound's just 1 turnover. As a result, this is a nip-and-tuck game. 42-35, Byron Nelson leading Flower Mound late in the fourth quarter. Another score to pass along is another 6-6A team on the losing end of the stick tonight. Mesquite Horn leading in the fourth quarter over McKinney Boyd 21-15. And I think Boyd just fumbled the ball away in the last 2 minutes, and it looks like this one is probably going to become a final, and Horn is going to get the victory. It's not a good night at all for 6-6A. Horn 21, Boyd 15 on that one. Other scores to pass along to you. Game that started early tonight. Trinity Trojans defending the honor of all Texas high school football fans as they defeat Eastern Christian Academy out of Maryland at Pennington Field tonight, 41-32. The final in that one. Wakeland on top of Lake Dallas, 54-41. Frisco, winner tonight over North Forney, 35-17. Rockwall edges out Denton Ryan. In the first game that the Ryan Raiders have to play without Joey Florence, their longtime head coach. 21-13 loss tonight, though, at home at C.H. Collins against the Yellow Jackets. Colony with a 34-23 win over Saginaw. Terrell Wounds Little Elm 35-14 tonight, the final in that one. Wichita Falls 25-18 winners over Mansfield Summit. Argyle, they picked up a win tonight over Abilene Wiley. Good stuff there. 34-28 the final in that one. Salina keeps on rolling as they defeat Argyle Liberty Christian 47-21. Still fourth quarter action. Arlington has come roaring back to take a 4-point lead on Duncanville. 29-25 at Panther Stadium down on the campus of Duncanville High School. That's late fourth quarter. DeSoto keeps putting up points on Martin, which is just beyond fathomable. A great defense in the Martin Warriors, and DeSoto already 55 points, and the game's not even over yet. 55-30 the score in that one. Martin doing a good job of trying to hang with them best they can. The Todd Dodgeball goes the way of the Southlake Carroll Dragons as they come back and beat Westlake 17-14 the final in that one. Prosper 41-20 winners over Birdville. 10 points better than Saginaw Chisholm Trail was Creekview. Actually, that's still going on in the fourth quarter. Creekview holding on in that one. They've got a 10-point lead looking for their first win of the year. Bishop Dunn 51-0 win tonight over Dallas Christian. Denton and Wilmer Hutchins. Looks like that game just ended. 28-14 the final in that one. Allen, we mentioned 48-34 lead on Denton Geyer. That's in the fourth quarter, still going on. Timberview 13 points better than Ennis tonight. 34-21 the score there. Everman beats Nolan Catholic 21-10. A couple of the scores to pass along to you. Frisco Heritage with the win over Richardson 36-23. And let's see, anything else on here? Yeah, LD Bell losing to Keller Central tonight. That's going to be a head-scratcher for a lot of folks in Tarrant County. Chargers 48-35 winners over the Blue Raiders tonight. Arlington Bowie, is it a basketball score or a football score? They beat Jesuit tonight 72-49. Unbelievable job, up and down affair, kind of the antithesis of what we had in the first half here tonight. And Midlow beating Waxahachie 41-27 in a game you could hear on Sports Sounds Radio this evening. So there you go. That's a look at the scores all around North Texas. We'll step aside for one more break. There's the final 6-6A score I was looking for. Louisville can't come back and win at home at Goldsmith. Rowlett with a 3-point victory tonight, 24-21. So Plano West and possibly Allen carrying the banner for 6-6A tonight. Everybody else, Flower Mound still trying to come back in that one, but still everybody else may be on the wrong end of the stick here in week one of the 2014 season. Step aside for a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up. The Roden Boss Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano Wildcat football continues in a moment on AM 1160 KVCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth's Business Authority.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Hey, this is your DFW Sports Angel, Robin Valatudo. Hey, Vinos.
Yeah.
We are shuffling our Sports Blitz Saturday lineup. Inside the game, talking all things sports, 11 a.m., followed by Golf Grape and Grub, hosted by Tom Keys and Pamela Wood, and then Texas Links on the air with Pat Wheeler.
Sound great!
AM 1160, your home for Notre Dame football, the Plano ISD Game of the Week, and Texas Legends basketball. Visit kvceradio.com/sports.
Hoorah, veterans. It's about time our troops have a voice. Kilroy's Conversation is that voice. This is Major Andrew White, a veteran of the United States Army for 19 years. A father, a husband, a dedicated American to serve in his country along with the millions of other veterans. This is a show that discusses VA benefits, job training, medical needs, and more for today's veterans. So join me, Major Andrew White, on Kilroy's Conversation.
So tune in Sunday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on AM 1160 KVCE.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Now welcome back one final time here to Earl Campbell Field at venerable old Tyler Rose Stadium. Thomas Lee, Ryan Mueller, Alex Sterling alongside, 30-12. Tyler Lions with a win tonight over the Plano Wildcats. And to find out how we got to those numbers, let's bring in the Doctor of Statistical Information for Champion Sports Radio, Alex Sterling, walk you through some numbers that are not going to please Wildcat fans or coaches alike.
Thank you, Thomas. We'll start with John Tyler first. 22 first downs in the game, 94 yards rushing, 234 through the air for 328 yards total offense. Had 2 fumbles for their 2 turnovers, 8 penalties for 50 yards, 23 minutes, 11 seconds time of possession for the Lions. For Plano, 8 first downs in the game, 103 yards rushing, 112 in the air, 215 total for total offense, 1 interception, 2 fumbles for 3 turnovers. Big stat, 13 penalties for 105 yards, 24 minutes, 49 seconds time of possession for the Wildcats. Going individuals for John Tyler, quarterback Giovanni McAllister, 22 of 31 for 234 yards and a touchdown. Also had 21 yards on the ground. Rodney Bindi was the leading receiver, 5 catches for 60 yards. And Duntavion Gross, 3 catches, 45 yards and a touchdown. Jeremy Wilson, the leading rusher for the Lions, 15 carries, 71 yards and a touchdown. For Plano, Quinn Waterbury came in for the injured Brooks Panhans. 7-11 passing for 97 yards and a touchdown with an interception. Parker Myers, the leading receiver, 2 catches, 49 yards. Matt Kirshner, 3 catches, 31 yards and a touchdown. Brandon Stevens was the leading rusher for the Wildcats, 9 carries, 97 yards, including a 75-yard touchdown. So stuff to work on, like Coach McCullough said during the interview, and we talked about it all night. Snaps, penalties, lots to work on. But luckily, it's non-district. But since we're talking about how big the district is, you got to be ready get ready for next week. Get everything cleared up before you go into district play.
Excellent job as always, Doctor. And boy, someone's got to shake the rust off. Doctor, right back in the saddle. Boom, nailed it. No problem. He had 0 time in the first half. Folks who have never kept stats or been in a broadcast before in high school, when they're punting back and forth, you get 0 time to try to set everything up. He did a great job tonight, as always. Time now for Ryan Mueller to come aboard and bring you a Flat Shell Service Center play of the game.
Let's turn our attention to the 12th offensive series for the John Tyler Lions, and Lions leading the Wildcats at this point by a score of 16-12. So a pretty tight game. This is after the 15-yard touchdown toss by the great backup quarterback Quinn Waterbury. So again, JT has it. They have it on their own 36-yard line, and 6 plays is all it took. And the 6th play, how about the great play of the quarterback McAllister?
Safety's up close to the line. Out pattern, right side, catch is made. Shakes one tackle, cuts back into the 5, into the end zone, touchdown Lions. Nice quick out catch, and the juke moves as well. It's a 21-yard touchdown pass from McAllister. And the Lions are on the scoreboard again.
I felt like that play right there really helped extend the lead, because if you look at it, Plano was jumped right back into the game, forced it 16-12, and then the answer back right there with a great toss. Really seemed like that quick hitch pass game started really working for John Tyler at the end of the ball game, and when it's all said and done, they win by an even bigger margin. So there's your play of the game.
You've said it a couple of times. We should have started a kind of a poll to find out who was going to mention it before anybody else. But the biggest improvement in the football season, and we've heard this from the time that we were wee little lads to now, is from week 1 to week 2. You get out there against other opponents, and you have an opportunity to show what all that work you put in, what is it going to do? Well, now you've got live ammunition, film from live ammunition. And as Coach McCullough said, it's going to start with film tomorrow morning. They're going to get this thing fixed, because the athletes that John Tyler has, while they're very impressive, it's the kind of thing you're going to see week in and week out in 6-6A, and Coach McCullough and his staff know that, and they need to get the kids ready.
They will. And we have seen Plano over the years where maybe they've gotten off to a little bit of a slow start. They've played their best ball by the time you get to week 9, week 10 of the season. You dip into the playoffs. So long way to go from here until then, but I just know Coach McCullough. I know his staff. I know the job that they do in getting their kids to buy in. And you're right, Thomas. They're going to go back. They're going to look at the film. And it's very simple. Don't beat yourself. All the penalties that Doctor just read off, those things have to be shored up. And the transition from center to quarterback. And it's not easy when you lose, your starting quarterback. Now, not going to speculate on what's happened to Brooks Panhans. We know that he just exited the game in the first half, and didn't come back. So, I definitely think that there's room for improvement, and they're going to go back and nose to the grindstone and come out against a very hungry MacArthur team next week.
It's going to be, it certainly doesn't get any easier any step of the season, but as we look at what's going on around the district tonight, we talk about how devastating this district is going to be. We talk about how this may be the greatest district ever in the history of high school football. All these talented teams. All these teams that have won championships. Allen, back-to-back, the last 2.
Plano got 7 to their credit. Plano East, kind of a kickoff return for a touchdown away from possibly winning one in 1994, which we alluded to earlier in the contest. Marcus is a couple of championships. Hebron with a championship. I mean, you just go down. Louisville with a couple of championships. It's just unbelievable the depth of this district and the pride that everybody has in their program. Tonight, you walk through all this. West is the only one so far who has won their ball game. 44-7 over Mesquite. Flower Mound lost to Byron Nelson. Plano East lost to Lake Highlands. Hebron lost to Coppell. Marcus lost to Mansfield. McKinney-Boyd lost to Mesquite Horn. JT beat Plano. Louisville lost to Rowlett. If we as a district are going to get 2 wins tonight, it's up to Allen. It's still in the fourth quarter. They've increased their lead now. It's 61-41 over Geyer. But, I mean, 2 wins out of 9 ball games for this district? Some of these matchups were tough. I'm not going to lie, but seriously, this is not the kind of start that anybody expected with this district and with the expectations heaped upon them. We keep saying that there are going to be 2, maybe even 3 teams that would make the playoffs in just about any other district in Texas who are going to get left out in 6-6A. Tonight, not making a case for us in that standpoint whatsoever. And again, it's early. It's the first game of the season, and a lot can be worked out. As you mentioned those teams, you have a team like Plano East, new coach. You've got a team like Marcus, new coach. So these guys have come in. They're instituting their system and so forth. It's going to take a little bit of time for them to get ready for district play and get everybody firing on all cylinders. So a little bit of give there.
And I'm excited to watch it all unfold after now the next 10 weeks until we determine who gets into the playoffs. This is going to be a knockdown, drag-out, just slobber knocker for the next 10 weeks, but particularly after next week when district play starts before we even get to the middle of September. It's pretty exciting stuff all the way around. Final thoughts, partner?
I just think, I think you're going to see a different team next week against MacArthur. You really will. I love the way Coach McCullough coaches his team. He gets his guys to believe and circle back to what what Wildcat football is all about. They got away from their game plan a little bit tonight, but at the same time, you saw a little something with the passing game. So perhaps I'd love to see it. You know me, I love the passing game. I'd love to see that orchestrated a little bit. Integrated a little bit more in the offense, but it's all up to Coach McCullough and his staff.
The more effectively they can run the ball, the more opportunity there's going to be in the passing game. I don't think that they're ever going to be like the days of a young man who's on the staff now. We didn't even mention tonight. Welcome home to Carson Meager, coming back on the staff now, coaching the quarterbacks here. But it's not going to be like when he was here or when the Lott brothers were here or anything like that. This is not going to be a pass-first team, but if they can effectively run, the passing game then becomes that much easier. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's going to go on with all that. I think that this team has a lot of potential, and they've got to figure it out pretty quick. Next week will be a matchup that we'll have for you here on KBCE between Plano and Irving MacArthur. MacArthur losing to Garland 24-22 here this week. So one of those two teams still searching for their first win, and one of them will get it next week. Plano Wildcats and Plano ISD football are on AM 1160 KVCE, Highland Park, Dallas-Fort Worth's Business Authority, SportsSoundsRadio.com, and Champion Sports Radio. This broadcast of the Plano Independent School District is sponsored by Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances on Main Street in downtown Allen, serving the folks of Collin County for more than 50 years. By Flat Shell Auto Service and Repair Center on Preston Road and I-635. By and that's the list for tonight. If you want to join this team, please contact us. We'd be happy to. You can go to SportsSoundsRadio.com and find contact information there for Norm Ward. Get your business supporting this team on these broadcasts where all you fans tune in each and every week to find out what's going on with the Wildcats. Plano ISD football, presentation of KBCE, SportsSoundsRadio.com. I want to thank everybody who was a part of making tonight happen. Matt Broom back at the KVCE studio. Special thanks to the executive producer of these broadcasts, Norm Ward. Thanks also to Robin Valatudo at KVCE, and, of course, to the athletic director, Gerald Brentz. Everybody a key part in making these things happen. For our broadcast team here on site, including the doctor, Alex Sterling, and my color analyst, Ryan Mueller, my name is Thomas Lee. Thank you for tuning into the 2014 season opener. Unfortunately, the Wildcats did not come away victorious here tonight. Final score 30-12. John Tyler with the win here at Earl Campbell Field over the Plano Wildcats. We'll be back on the air next Friday night as the MacArthur Cardinals come calling at John Clark Stadium. On air at 7. Kickoff at 7:30, and you can listen to it right here on AM 1160 KVCE. Until then, folks, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.